Welcome into tonight's broadcast. I'm Joe Buck, Junior's cousin's friend from high school. Yeah, which one's yours? He wants his ear volume down. Yep. So it'd be, that's his, it would be like this one. Is that better?
Say something again. Easy.
Testing, check. No, not. Testing, check. Testing, check. Testing, check. Testing, check.
Better. Down, down, down.
Testing, check. Check, check, check. Is it not working?
No, it's working.
How you turn his volume? Yeah, it's blowing his ears out. So that took. Try that now.
Say something.
Testing, check. No. Are we on the right one? Yeah, that should be him.
He's on 2.
Then this one's me. Testing.
Better.
Check. Testing, check.
Still a little loud. Not like it was.
Testing, check. Check, check. Checkity, check, check.
There we go.
That better?
That's better.
Okay. We got to take care of your precious ears.
I'm telling you, bro. Now I can't hear myself though. Yeah, that's a lot, ain't it? Can you tell I stole my daughter's thing?
It's nifty.
Gets the job done.
Yeah, it's nifty. What? What are you pointing to?
Turkeys and hams.
Turkeys and hams. Oh, you're talking about the live read for your...
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not reading that.
Oh, come on now.
No.
You dirty thing. Where's the other one?
Hang on one second.
Did you save it?
He's only got 28 kids on the roster.
Did you see your beef?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
What's going on here?
Play with that just a little bit.
Play with what?
That until I can hear myself. Check, check, check. That's better. There we go. Perfect. Check, check, check. Perfect. Yeah, we're
Testing,
good now.
check.
Yep. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3. Slim Shady.
cheerleaders here at ORUD getting ready for the big game. We are Oak Ridge. 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 We can help you clean up after the game with a reliable natural gas water heater and the energy savings of a gas dryer.
Host your friends in style and be the envy of your neighborhood when entertaining this football season with natural gas appliances purchased from ORUD at 0% interest.
Adding a natural gas grill to your home means you'll never have to run to the store before kickoff to fill up that propane tank again. Make the switch today.
You can make the game-winning play by switching to natural gas this football season. ORUD is your affordable energy choice. Let's go!
You like math, you like football. It's the time of year you get to combine the two, as everyone will be adding up wins and losses to figure out who's in and who's out of the playoffs, and also what seed each team will have. Our game tonight is important for that reason, as Coalfield is taking a short trip down the road to Bobcat country to take on Oliver Springs. It's not a big deal for the visiting team, win or lose. The Yellowjackets are going to get a #1 seed, but for the purple and gold, a win tonight would be huge to try to get Larry Green's program back to the postseason. Coalfield has to be heavily favored, but there's one detail you can't forget tonight. This is a rivalry game. If you don't know the history of this one, the team from the Tri-County has won 34 games to Coalfield's 20. What you may also not know is that Coalfield has won 9 out of the last 10 matchups, meaning that before that run, Oliver Springs had bested Coalfield 33 times to Coalfield's 12. Connections between the two schools are abundant, but a couple specific ones include the highway to get here for Coalfield is named after its all-time winningest coach, Gary Chris. Why is that? The late coach was an Oliver Springs graduate who went on to play for the Vols. He was beloved by both areas, which makes this game special. But a memorial bridge is also on that stretch of highway as well. It is dedicated to Aaron Brady Walls, a young man who donned both pads and jerseys for both of these schools. So tonight has a little bit of everything. You want some math? We got you. Want history? We got you. Want a rivalry game that has been filled with bad blood over the years? We got you. On the OEB Law Game of the Week, day or night, 24/7, someone will be there to answer and give you a free consultation and get to work on your case immediately. Call 865-546-1111 or visit the website full of helpful information, wreckintoacheck.com. That's OEB Law. I'm Aaron Harvey, once again joined by my esteemed colleague, James Hoot Gibson. Oliver Springs has been in the playoffs the last 4 seasons, but that's severely in jeopardy right now. A win tonight would get them to 3 region wins, which would also put them in a position to come away with a #2 seed possibly. A loss tonight, and they're pretty much guaranteed a 4th seed at best. But that would be contingent on winning in the season finale. You take everything one game at a time, but how much pressure do you think Coach Green and his players are feeling tonight?
Oh, it's absolutely pressure time, and it's rightfully deserved as it's getting towards the ends of the season. Right here, what a game we've got with Oliver Springs versus Coalfield. I'm expecting a classic head knocker right here, and so yeah, the pressure's high because this is a rivalry game, and a lot of similarities between both of these teams and communities going back 40, 50 years.
Last season, Oliver Springs began the season 0-4. This season, Oliver Springs began the season 0-4. Last season, undefeated Coalfield won this Week 9 game by a score of 14-7. Am I overthinking this? Because this kind of feels like we've got an incredible game shaping up.
Hey, you never know what you've got when these two teams match up. There's a lot of emotions usually riding high between these two teams when they match up, and they always, I mean, we can remember games 20, 30 years ago that I still remember to this day from seeing some of these guys. So I think we're going to be in store for a big one tonight.
In Week 10, there's a lot of important business to get to around the area, and we'll do just that, as well as preview this one a little bit more. But first, a break on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
With one small step, you have the potential to make a big difference in this world. It starts here at Roane State Community College. There's never been a greater need for health science graduates, and Roane State has the program to get you there. With 11 different health science degrees and 7 certificates offered, the choice is yours. Roane State, healthcare heroes start here. Apply now at roanestate.edu.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
I am a simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Mulch & More in Midtown is your landscaping headquarters. They offer mulch, topsoil, all types of gravel, sand, rock, crab orchard stone, riprap stone, and limestone gravel. Mulch & More does light excavation work. Do you need a driveway repaired? They can do it. Plus, Mulch & More can do your water and sewer lines, French drains, and more with Ditch Witch services. So whether you only need a half cubic yard up to 20 cubic yards, Mulch & More can help you. Give Gary a call today at 865-234-7060 at Mulch & More in Midtown.
Welcome back to the OEB Law Game of the Week. I'm Aaron Harvey, joined by Coach James Hoot Gibson. And I got to ask you, did you watch Monday Night Football this week? And I'm not talking about the Titans versus the Bills. I'm talking about Oakdale versus Rockwood. What? Yes. For just the 4th time in history, the Eagles and the Tigers squared off, and they did it on a Monday. But why? Because both teams needed it to help their playoff picture. Let me explain. On Friday, 2 important things happened. Oneida beat Monterey in a huge upset, and Oakdale had some players ejected in its game against Oliver Springs and suspended for 1 game.
Wow.
Why are those 2 things important? Well, Oakdale has a big game tonight against Harriman, with both teams needing a win to stay in the playoff race. By playing Rockwood on a Monday, those suspended players could miss an inconsequential matchup against a non-region opponent and be back for tonight. Okay, but what about Rockwood? Well, it was probably assumed by everyone that Monterey would beat Oneida, and since Rockwood had beaten Oneida earlier in the season, the Tigers would have the number 2 seed behind Monterey. However, in the Indians' upset, a 3-way tie was forced for the number 1 seed. The first tiebreaker, overall victories. After beating Oakdale, Rockwood now has 5. Oneida has 6. And Monterey currently has 5. Without that win over the Eagles, Rockwood would only have 4 and would obviously be disqualified from that tiebreaker.
Wow.
That being said, tonight and next Friday are very important to that region because, as I mentioned, the first tiebreaker is overall wins. In case you're wondering, the second tiebreaker is who plays more teams that have won 50% or more of their games. Oakdale qualifies for that as they've won 5, which helps Rockwood as well. Say what you want about what went down on Monday, but you've got to give Coach John Webb and Coach J.R. Voiles credit for getting that put together so quickly to benefit both of them significantly.
I'm telling you, you can't ask for more with 2 coaches like that coming together, working together in all this chaos that is COVID-19 and everything else that's going on in today's world. So came together, both teams worked it out. It was a win-win for both programs, so that's awesome to see. Heads up, great coaching by both of those guys.
It's smart thinking.
It is.
Thinking. And I don't know.
Could be a big difference maker in tonight's ball game, Aaron.
It absolutely could. And I don't know Coach Webb as well as you do, but I did get to know Coach Voiles quite well. He's a very intelligent man.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's not surprising that they would pull something like that. Now, somebody like Harriman is probably not going to be happy about that because, like now they got to play against 2 additional players, and somebody like Oneida is going to be looking at that a little sideways and saying, hey, that's a little funky. But you know what? They didn't break rules.
Nope.
They were able to do that because Rockwood had to cancel its game against Cloudland early in the season because of COVID. So they could make up a game, and Oakdale actually had to cancel its game because of COVID against Coalfield. So they were able to replace that Coalfield game with Rockwood.
Just a crazy year. Again, 2 years in a row. It's been wild.
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier, obviously, Oakdale's got an important game tonight against Harriman, but another game on the region radar is Midway at Greenback. It's hard to imagine, but Harriman, Oakdale, Midway, Greenback, and Oliver Springs are all still in the running for a second seed in Region 2A. But all of them are also in danger of not making the playoffs. That's crazy. And this ain't your daddy's Greenback. And Midway's been somewhat inconsistent. So what do you expect for that one tonight?
Listen, I'm probably going to catch some flack on this, but I must say, I think the boys down at South River is going to upset the Greenback tonight. And I think it's going to be a little surprising. I think they're going to really throw the ball well tonight. And I think they're going to come away with an upset.
Well, as I said, it's not your daddy's Greenback, and Coalfield was able to shut Greenback out. Huge win over at Rochelle Field. I believe the final score of that one was 49-0. So I think it's absolutely possible that Midway gets that win tonight, and that would be huge for the Green Wave.
I don't know when the last time Midway beat Greenback, so that would be a big win.
Yeah. It's interesting that to get to Harriman from Morgan County, you used to have to go through Oakdale to get there. For Harriman to get a chance at the playoffs, they're going to have to go through Oakdale. So that has potential to be a really fun game tonight.
Oh, man, that's going to be a great game. 2 similar type programs, the way they throw the football around. So it's going to be a good matchup up there. I'm going to keep my eye on that score.
Yeah, for sure. So that's one we'll definitely be looking at. Harriman has to win. If they don't, then they are otherwise pretty much eliminated from the playoff race, and that would be huge for Oakdale. Oakdale also really needing a win against the Blue Devils.
That would be a huge win for the Oakdale Eagles.
Yeah. So we've got a lot more we can talk about around the area as we are already in Week 10, and we'll get to that, and then a little bit later we'll also preview our matchup tonight as Coalfield is in Oliver Springs at DJ Britton Field to take on the Bobcats, and you are tuned in to your OEB Law Game of the Week.
American Outdoor Equipment has a great new location in Rockwood. They are a Branson tractor dealer with various sizes to choose from. Branson's greatest asset is their strength, quality, and features. But American Outdoor Equipment also has Bobcat mowers. You can expect the best when it comes to performance, durability, and comfort with a Bobcat mower. Or how about a Dixie chopper mower? They're the world's fastest lawn mowers. They have a large service and parts department. They are family owned and operated, plus they offer in-house financing. That's American Outdoor Equipment in Rockwood.
This holiday season, give the gift of health to all kinds of families in your community. Many of our neighbors can't afford medical care. In fact, over 14,000 of those living in Anderson, Roane, and Morgan County live in fear of becoming sick or injured because they don't have health insurance and can't afford to go to the doctor. But you can change that. On Tuesday, November the 30th, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday, give at fmcor.org to help provide unmet medical care needs in your community. Together, we hope to raise $10,000 in 24 hours. November the 30th. Give Tuesday, a day to remember those in need during the holidays. Give at fmcor.org.
We do everything from checklists and tackling kids' activities to exploring and enjoying life's special moments. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can help you embrace it all in a new or pre-owned vehicle. 2021 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x4 XLT, $53,992. 2018 Nissan Murano, $28,890. 2016 GMC Terrain Denali, $24,890. Prepare your vehicle for seasonal changes at our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center.
Local you trust, a lifestyle you can afford.
Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
You call your agent with a simple question, only to get sent to voicemail again. We pick up the phone. Get this. Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? Like I said, we pick up the phone because it's ringing. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Hello, this is Sam.
Energize your home with natural gas from ORUD, your affordable energy choice. See all the ways natural gas can improve your home by visiting one of the ORUD showrooms in Oak Ridge or Kingston. New gas appliances run more efficiently. They provide hot water when you need it, precise heat control for cooking, and can dry clothes in about half the time. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can use. ORUD Natural Gas.
The Harriman Utility Board works hard to ensure reliable electric power is delivered to our service area. Recurring tree trimming and maintenance is essential to preventing unplanned outages caused by falling trees. HUB crews are constantly at work during the peak growing season and respond rapidly to storm damage. As partners in our community, we urge customers to be aware of the importance of electric line right-of-way management. Find out more about current right-of-way policies at our website, hub-tn.com.
Pre-planning it makes the process just so much easier for the family. It relieves them of having to make some difficult decisions at a bad time. I've made arrangements with hundreds of families that I have never had a family come in and say, gee, I wish Mom hadn't have done this. Pre-planning, I think, is one of the best things you can do for your family, just to alleviate those concerns.
Welcome back into your OEB Law Game of the Week. Aaron Harvey, Coach James Hoot Gibson along with you. And before we go any further, let's recap, or not really recap, but let's talk a little bit about what happened last night. Rivalry Thursday, it was Catholic and Powell. Catholic led that game at halftime by a score of 24-7, and Powell comes back and they take the lead 29-24. And then with under a minute left, Catholic's Tommy Winton one of the best athletes in the state of Tennessee comes up with just a remarkable catch, kind of behind his back, between his legs, and Catholic is able to knock off Powell last night, 30-29. Some other scores from last night. You look, Oakland and South Pittsburgh. Oakland, maybe the best high school team in all of Tennessee.
Yeah, not just Tennessee either. There, I mean, they could beat every team in the state of Kentucky put together. So
yeah, and so South Pittsburgh.
That's not a bad score for a new coach stepping into that hot mess that's down there right now. And 49-10, hey.
Yeah, you know, South Pitt is not used to being beaten like that, 49-10. But you know what? That's pretty respectable for a single-A school against Oakland. As we get ready for our national anthem.
Thank you.
At DJ Britton Field, a nice breeze keeping that flag waving. You can see it on your screen there. I tell you, there's not many things more special than the playing of the national anthem before a sporting event and then the flag waving with the wind. Currently 54 degrees here in Oliver Springs, so we've arrived at football weather.
Oh yeah, this is it. We shouldn't see very many cramps, if any, and this is perfect weather for football.
Yeah, it's not going to get much cooler by the time this game is over. Maybe get down in the low 50s, but that's about it. So quickly, let's talk about South Doyle. They played a monstrous schedule this season, but despite that, the Cherokees have a 5-3 record. Tonight, Clark Duncan's team is at Carter. A win seals the second team in Region 2 4A, and with a loss, that region becomes extremely interesting. Carter started off hot, but the Hornets have lost 3 of their last 5 games. Who gets the dub tonight?
I think I'm going to go with South Doyle big in this game.
All right. West and Central both undefeated in Region 2 5A. The Bobcats have won a region match, or they've got a region matchup tonight against the North Knoxville rival Halls, and the Red Devils will be wanting to prove that they're in this playoff picture as well. Should be a good one on Broadway.
That's always a good one. Halls always plays them tough, even on their down years. So that's going to be a good one tonight.
Speaking of West, I don't know from whom they rebelled, but they're traveling to another set of Rebels for a football game tonight. It's 5A Power West versus 6A Power Maryville. We saw West fall to Alcoa in double overtime earlier this year, and we know how close Alcoa was to beating Maryville as well. Maryville better be on its toes tonight.
Oh, Maryville's always going to be on its toes. It's very few and far between do you see a Maryville team that comes out flat. And that's because of really good coaching. Maryville pours in a lot of funds and resources to provide quality instruction and the highest level of football coaches and student teachers that anybody else can in the East Tennessee area.
So let's go ahead and look at the rest of the games going on in our viewing area tonight, and then we will take a break and we will talk about this Oliver Springs Coalfield matchup. It's week 10.
It's crazy. It's going
10.
So fast. Good weather. Got a bunch of referees out here who's had several ball games, 10, 11 ball games under their belts. and they will be tested tonight, as this should be a heated football game.
It should be. It should be a lot of fun. It always is. I tell you what, let's go ahead and let's go to break. And then, well, let's look at tonight's viewing area schedule. Anderson County's at Bearden. That one has potential to be fun. Sevier County at Campbell County. That's a big, important game. Clinton at Gibbs. Of course, we talked about Midway at Greenback and Oakdale at Harriman. Stone Memorial at Kingston. Kingston trying to remain unbeaten in that region. Dobbins Bennett is at Oak Ridge. McMinn Central at Rockwood. And then Sunbright is at Wartburg tonight. So that's the viewing schedule for the area. So let's go ahead and let's get another timeout, and then when we get back, we will preview Coalfield at Oliver Springs on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
With one small step, you have the potential to make a big difference in this world. It starts here at Roane State Community College. There's never been a greater need for health science graduates, and Roane State has the program to get you there. With 11 different health science degrees and 7 certificates offered, the choice is yours. Roane State, healthcare heroes start here. Apply now at roanestate.edu.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
I am a simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
And welcome back into your OEB Law Game of the Week. Aaron Harvey, James Gibson with you. And tonight it is Coalfield at Oliver Springs for an important region matchup. Oliver Springs makes its living on offense, running the football. The Bobcats have 3 players with over 200 yards rushing on the season. Their leading rusher is quarterback Zach Elliott, who has rushed for more yards than he's thrown for. That's an unstoppable force in our paradox tonight, okay? Now for the immovable object. Coalfield has held 5 opponents so far this season to less than 100 yards rushing for the game. And in their last game against Greenback, they held the Cherokees to negative yards rushing, the second time that they had accomplished that this season. This is James Gibson style football. Hat on hat, my guys versus your guys.
Yeah, this is going to be classic high school football with a lot of physicality on both teams here tonight. So get your glasses wiped off and tune in, because it's going to be exciting.
On your screen there, you see the captains meeting at midfield, so they will have the coin toss, and then we're about set to kick it off. But Mason Day for Oliver Springs rushed for 116 yards last week against Oakdale. Tyler Bridges rushed for 105, and Elliott added 88 and 2 scores. That's a 3-headed monster. How big of an advantage is it to have that?
When you have 3 guys that can rush the football and not lose any type of step, that's a huge advantage for Coach Larry Gearing to be able to look back there and say, hey, we can hand off to any one of these guys, and we're going to pick up, positive yards on them almost any handoff. So that's a huge advantage.
Coalfield coming off a bye week last week. They win the toss. They want to receive the kicks, so we'll see that in just a moment. You hope that your team can come out fresh after a break, but there's also a chance that a team comes off a bye out of sync. If you're Coalfield, how do you make sure that that's not the case?
Well, that's pre game practices all week long and just going about your normal business. And you know, as a coach, you want to make sure everything stays sort of in schedule all week long and keep that going from week one all the way to the ending. And I think Coalfield's been doing that all year long.
So the keys for tonight's game. For both of these teams, and your keys to the game first for Coalfield
is limited penalties. You know, win in the trenches with that offensive and defensive line and no mental mistakes. If they can do that, they can come away with a win here tonight.
And for Oliver Springs, it's going to be,
they've got to have limited penalties. They have got to force multiple turnovers, and they have got to have many explosive plays.
And explosive plays that they can do.
Yes.
They absolutely can have explosive plays. And you think explosive plays, normally people think about throwing the football way down the field. Oliver Springs doesn't do that. They have long runs.
Yeah, they can hit a quick 60-yarder with the running backs that they have. So I'm expecting a really good rushing game. And they have a really talented offensive line there at Oliver Springs.
So tonight, Coalfield will start with the football in this big, important rivalry game, also a region game. Oliver Springs needs it to get into the playoffs, as Oliver Springs will get set to kick off. Your kickoffs tonight are sponsored by Davis Funeral Homes. Davis Funeral Homes has 2 locations to serve you, 715 Morgan Avenue in Harriman and 211 Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Call 865-882-2000 or 423-346-2011. Their support in your time of need does not end after the funeral service. So set to kick for Oliver Springs is Tyler Mance, a big 6'4", 255-pound guy, as he walks up to it and lets it go, and it's going to be taken by one of the upbacks at about the 24 for Coalfield, and he's slung out of bounds. See who that is on the return for Coalfield. That's Landon Gallion. And that guy knows how to operate with the ball in his hands. So Coalfield's first Sexton Automotive Drive will take place at the 43-yard line of the Yellowjackets, where they will have a Hammers 1st and 10. Quarterback for this Coalfield team, Cole Hines, a junior. In the backfield with him, senior Landon Lau.
Awesome to see number 3, Tyler Mance, all 6'4", 255 pounds. They've been playing way outside on that number 2 wide receiver at the bottom of your screen.
And this looks like Gallion on the end around, and Gallion's taken down and around the line of scrimmage. Not much there.
Tyler Bridges came up and made a really good job there at the corner position, getting off the block of the Coalfield wide receiver to bottom of the screen. As you see here on the Chuck Flashman replay, busted loose and made a really good tackle on the sidelines there. Number 2 wide receiver to the bottom of the screen.
That should bring up 2nd and 9, as you see on that Chuck Flashman replay. A really good tackle by Bridges there to upend Gallion. So on 2nd down, under 10 on the play clock, Hines brings his team out, and Hines is going to keep it, runs over right tackle, and gets up to about the 47, close to the 48-yard line, and Coalfield will have a 3rd down coming up.
Tough running by Cole Hines of Coalfield. He's a really hard runner for a quarterback, but you don't ever really want to see your quarterback take these types of hits here, as you see on the Chuck Flashman replay. Takes several big hits there, especially by number 2 of Oliver Springs, Dakota Adkins. You got to be careful in there. You don't want your quarterback taking too many of those.
So 3rd and 4 is what Coalfield will be facing. Hines again with Lau in the backfield. Lau has yet to carry in this game. Man in motion. And again, Hines is going to keep it. Goes right by right guard and up, and will have the Hammers 1st and 10 as he marches into Oliver Springs territory. Gets down to about the 43-yard line.
Gosh, he's got just enough wiggle to be able to break through that line of scrimmage, and once he does, he's hard to tackle.
Now you see a Coalfield lineman, I guess, pulled and got into the 2nd level, which helped spring that open for Hines as well. So Hammers first and 10, ball spotted at the 43 of Oliver Springs. Hines again in the backfield. Here's Lau's first carry, and Lau has really good yards on his first carry. Picks up at least 9, gets up to the 35-yard line, and that'll bring up second short.
Just angry running out of Lau. Really good run. He kept his feet driving forward, had high knees, low pad level, refused to go down.
Coalfield will be given 8 yards, which will bring up second and 2. Hines again, same formation, Lau in the backfield. And then fakes the handoff this time to Lau, and then hits a quick slant across the middle, and quickly getting upfield inside the 10-yard line.
Touchdown saving tackle there by Tyler Bridges.
That was Levi Mullins. I believe we got a flag on the play. Yeah, we got an illegal procedure penalty on Coalfield, so that one's going to come back. I don't know. I didn't see much there.
I didn't see it. Big break for the Oliver Springs Bobcats. Let's see if their defense can capitalize here. Second and about 8.
So, Coalfield facing that second and long as opposed to that second short, or as opposed to that Hammers first and 10, rather. Hines with 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff goes to Lau. Lau.
Upended by number 1, Cole Jackson of Oliver Springs. All 5'3", 156 pounds of him.
Yeah, and that wasn't Lau. That was Kanan Bowling. Pickup of 3. Actually, pickup of about 2. We'll bring up 3rd and 6. So Coalfield now facing a 3rd and 6.
A lot of options here.
Yep, handoff goes to Lau. Lau over right tackle. He's going to be short of the first, but
it's close there.
He's going to be close, and I think he's going to be close enough that Coalfield will feel comfortable going for this on 4th and short.
Good effort by Lau there to stretch for the extra yardage there to make it very, very favorable for Coalfield here on 4th and short.
Yeah, you see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Lau got himself a hole and went in. Probably Cole Hines keeper here, you think?
Yeah, that would be a good play call. Let's see what happens.
He's got Bowling to his right, Lau to his left. Hines in the shotgun, and it is a quarterback draw, and Hines dives forward, and I believe he's going to have enough for it.
Wow, he absolutely inflicted pure physicality on that Oliver Springs defender. That's tough running out of a smaller quarterback right here. Watch this on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Just absolutely run over him.
He just dove too.
Yep.
It's like he did a stage dive at a rock concert.
Except nobody caught him.
No. Hammers 1st and 10 as a result of that quarterback draw. Hines fakes the handoff. Now he's going to keep it around the right end, and not much there as Hines is run out of bounds.
Tyler Mance playing that outside linebacker for Oliver Springs did a really good job of keeping the edge sealed. Bounced him outside right out of bounds. Great job by the big number 3.
That's a big guy.
That is 6'4", 255 pounds. Kicker, outside linebacker, tight end. Plays a little bit everywhere. There comes a flag.
You know, there are a lot of single-A schools that would love to have a guy like that just playing on the line.
There's a lot of 5A schools that would love a guy like that playing on the line.
Coalfield called for an illegal substitution penalty, and that's going to back him up another 5 yards. And so now they have counted the players and realized, no, they did have the right number of players on the field. Okay.
A little foggy out there. He had to wipe his glasses off.
Well, it happens.
Twins to the top of your screen.
Hines drops back. Quick pass to Gallion. Gallion makes the first guy miss, gets up to the 25 and down across the 20, down to about the 19-yard line. And that will be enough for another Hammers 1st and 10.
Picked up a lot of yards after the catch there. Great job by the Coalfield wide receiver.
Nothing fancy here. Just made that first guy miss.
Got to secure that ball high and tight a little quicker, but great job picking up a lot of yards after that tough catch.
So, ball spotted at the 19-yard line. Hammers 1st and 10. Hines in the backfield. 2 wideouts to his right. Lau in the backfield. Fakes the handoff to Lau. Quick slant is complete to Gallion.
Wow, that's a tough catch right there. That was down by his ankles. Caught that with his hands and secured it.
That's a nice looking throw.
Great job by the wide receiver getting those hands underneath the football there.
Great throw and catch there. Pickup of about 5. Here's Hines. Throws over the middle. That pass is complete. Trying to get into the end zone. Does he?
Is complete in the end zone for the Yellowjackets.
I didn't see anybody signal a touchdown.
I haven't seen anybody.
They never blew away.
So here's the Chuck Fleischman replay. As we see that pass is complete to Hayden Hicks, and he's definitely in.
Definitely in the end zone.
So on to attempt the extra point is Luke Treese.
The freshman. Very talented young man.
And you jinxed him. This one is wide right and short, but no matter. Coalfield still has the lead 6-0 over Oliver Springs with 5:34 left to go in the first quarter here in your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
After the touchdown on your OEB Law Game of the Week, Coalfield gets set to kick off. It's the Davis Funeral Home kickoff. Davis Funeral Home does have 2 locations to serve you, one in Harriman, one in Wartburg. Go to davisfuneralhomes.com for more information. Their support in your time of need does not end after the funeral services. I am Aaron Harvey, now joined by the Tim Elrod this week, which is actually Billy Sivier, sitting in for OEB Law here at this nice campus here at Oliver Springs.
It is. It's a lovely setting here for some high school football, and I think we've actually got us a pretty good one on our hands.
I think so as well, as that kickoff is taken around the 10-yard line and getting upfield with a lot more running room across the 40, down to about the 42 is Tyler Bridges. So this Sexton Automotive drive for Oliver Springs will begin with the Bobcats with really good field position.
And just like Coach said before I stepped on here, Oliver Springs needs to hit some big plays to make this setting one here for some high school football, and I think we've actually got us a pretty good one on our hands.
You just watch this on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Just caught it on a run and then found a lane up the sideline. Got hit really hard, and the guy who hit him there was Hayden Hicks, and Hicks is slow to get up. You see him on your screen there being tended to.
It looks like they got a lot of speed running into that one, and the collision looked pretty good on the replay.
Yeah, I think when he came down, he got rolled on, I do believe. But so week 10 of high school football. Where do you hail from?
I am from Knoxville, Tennessee. I went to West High School.
Oh, okay. So West, they got a big game tonight against Maryville.
They do. We we played Maryville when I was in high school, but it was a little different back then. We were actually in Maryville's district back then.
Yeah.
Games were always fun, and it's always fun to go to Maryville, or anytime you get Maryville on the game card, it's a good game.
Yeah, and especially West having the year that they are having. It's a nice year to play Maryville, so I'd like to keep an update on that score as well as Oliver Springs comes out. Quarterback Zach Elliott, handoff, and not getting much there is Mason Day. In fact, I believe he just got back to the line of scrimmage, which will bring up a 2nd and 10.
Had a good run there, but ended up getting upended right about the line of scrimmage. So,
yeah, Oliver Springs, they've got 3 guys that they can rely on to run the football, so that makes them a little bit dangerous. So Coalfield will have to be on their toes tonight and make sure that they are reading keys and not getting fooled, as you see the 2 backs in the backfield there for the Bobcats. And not much going on there either. Maybe got half a yard. So quickly, Oliver Springs already in a 3rd and long situation.
Definitely an interesting formation from Oliver Springs there. Looks like they tried to sneak it to the running back there up near the line of scrimmage. Didn't make too much space, and now we got an Oliver Springs 3rd and long.
Yeah, a quick fullback dive. Trying to be a little bit deceptive there. Now for the first time tonight, Elliott will operate out of a shotgun. 2 wide receivers on either side. Mason Day in the backfield. Elliott lets it go, and that pass is picked off. A one-handed interception by Cole Hines. Going back the other direction, Hines changes field and then walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Coalfield.
Oh, that hurts so bad for your Oliver Springs. The Oliver Springs quarterback looked like he made a decent pass, bounced off the wide receiver's hands right into the Coalfield defender's arms, and he runs it back for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's interesting that Coalfield's intended target there, which looked like it was Jacob Heilman, got 2 hands on the football and couldn't catch it, but Cole Hines only got 1 hand on the football and then returned it for a touchdown for Oliver Springs. So Treese will come on to attempt the extra point as well. So what do you do at OEB Law?
So I'm actually a practicing attorney here at OEB Law, and basically all day, every day, we help the good people of our community here in situations where oftentimes people don't always have the full deck of cards with them, and we help people get what they deserve out of their car wrecks.
This extra point by Treese is good. So now Coalfield leads it with 3:55 left by a score of 13-0. So how long have you been an attorney?
I've been an attorney for 5 years at this point.
5 years. So what's that like?
It's an interesting practice. You get to meet a lot of people. We get to travel a fair bit and go around to different courts all over the state of Tennessee and represent all the good people of Tennessee, whether you're from Knoxville or a surrounding area. We represent them all, and we'll be more than happy to help anybody we can find that needs our help.
United States of America granted a right to a fair trial when that was the vision of the founding fathers. And sometimes attorneys get a bad rap and people sometimes don't think so highly of them, but I tell you, attorneys have helped a lot of people, and I'd say that you're probably in that boat too.
You'd be surprised. You get a big insurance company on the other side of your car wreck, and the big insurance company's looking out to save themselves some dollars. Well, you need somebody in your corner to fight for you, and that's where we come in.
This Davis Funeral Home kickoff, I don't know if that was intentional. I think it was, trying to catch Oliver Springs off guard, but the big guy, Tyler Mance, wasn't letting anything get by him. I bet he'd be a heck of a goalie.
He's a big old boy. It was a great play with his hands. Went down there and picked it up. No chance for the kicking team to recover.
So as an attorney, what specifically do you cover? You help with car accidents and stuff, so you specialize in dealing with insurance companies?
Absolutely. I 100% handle car wrecks in my practice. Every now and then I branch out and take some criminal stuff, but majority of my practice is through car wrecks. So yeah, basically 100% of my practice is dedicated to helping people against insurance companies.
And here's Mason Day on the Hammers 1st and 10 on this Sexton Automotive drive. A pickup of 5 will bring up 2nd and 5 for Oliver Springs. It's unfortunate, too, that sometimes people are going to need help against these insurance companies, but that's the world that we live in.
Yeah, nobody not very many people in this world have a fair shake against an insurance company. An insurance company, they practice every day. They have a ton of money. They have all the resources, and the good old people who get in car wrecks, and nobody wants to be in a car wreck, but they happen.
No, yeah.
And when they do happen, you need somebody to fight for you. And without that fight, you're going up against Muhammad Ali as Joe Schmo off the street.
Yeah. Speaking of fight, Zach Elliott fighting for 4 yards there for Coalfield will bring up 3rd and 1. And, you know, something else about the insurance companies, another reason why they have the advantage is because they make the rules.
Yeah, they do. They go out and they pay big-time lobbyists to go lobby their cause down there in Washington or Nashville even, and they end up with a better shake on most of the rules that we have to play by. And just like sports and the law, we have rules that we have to play by, and you need somebody who understands those rules, and that's where we come in to help the people.
And if somebody hasn't been in a car accident, they've not had to go through that or deal with any of that, they might not understand why that's necessary. As Elliott on the keeper, I don't know. He needed to get to the 40, and I'm not sure he got there.
Looks like they're going to mark him short. It was close, that's for sure.
It was very close, and that happened closer to you than it did to me.
I think they marked him about a yard short.
A scoring update at the end of 1. Dobbins, Bennett, and Oak Ridge tied at 0. So I'd say Oliver Springs down 13-0 in this one. Probably going to keep the offense on the field. They've got 3 very capable backs to run the football. Probably going to try to pick this one up, so let's see. Elliott's going to go under center, and they're going to go back to that loaded backfield. And Elliott on the quarterback sneak.
I think we got another close one here. They're running out to spot it.
Ooh.
It still looks like they've got him marked right at the 40, and that's exactly where he had to get. We'll have to see exactly where this one goes down at.
They're going to give it to him.
There we go.
They're going to give him the Hammers 1st and 10. And, yeah, if we look at the Chuck Fleischman replay here, it's really hard to tell from our camera angle where that ball ended up. But the line judge came in, spotted it, and said he had enough. You see the far side line judges, he was on the 40, and the one on the near side was just short of the 40. So that's why you have multiple people out there to help make those judgment calls, as there is now 1:10 left to go in the first quarter. Oliver Springs with a fresh set of downs.
Had a good push there from his fullback on the last running play by the quarterback to pick up the first. Looks like we got a bit of trickery.
Elliott to Bridges. Bridges halfback pass, and that pass is almost intercepted. Looking for Levi Russell down the field. Coming over the top for Coalfield was Eli Roberts. And good play design, good call.
Take
Just
a shot.
A little overthrown on that pass.
Running out of time in the first quarter is a good time to take a shot early in the first down play. Don't mind it at all.
I tell you, if he hadn't put so much air under that ball, that it was there. It was open. So that brings up 2nd and 10, ball on the 40-yard line of Coalfield. Elliott. And handoff goes for nothing. That's Day. And his day turned into night.
Looks like he's going to end up with a loss of 2 here. Got met almost immediately at the line of scrimmage, and the clock continues to tick down.
Yeah. Got about 35 seconds left to go in this first quarter. So if people want to get a hold of you, they want to talk to you about law stuff, how do they do that?
We're available just about everywhere you can look. We got the social medias at OEB Law. We've got the phone number at 865-546-1111. You can call that phone number 24/7, and somebody will answer the phone and be more than happy to talk to you. You can also find us online at www.reckontoacheck.com.
There's Jacob Heilman on a carry, and that will be the last play of this first quarter. Billy Silvier, thank you so much for joining us. Sivier, I added an L in there.
No problem.
Of OEB Law, and thank you so much. Send our best regards to Mr. Elrod, and thanks for everything you do for
I'll
us.
pass around the message to Tim, and I appreciate you guys having me, and hope you guys are in for a continued great football game.
I think we will be, as the first quarter comes to a close. Coalfield leads at 13-0 on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
The Harriman Utility Board works hard to ensure reliable electric power is delivered to our service area. Recurring tree trimming and maintenance is essential to preventing unplanned outages caused by falling trees. HUB crews are constantly at work during the peak growing season and respond rapidly to storm damage. As partners in our community, we urge customers to be aware of the importance of electric line right-of-way management. Find out more about current right-of-way policies at our website, hub-tn.com.
Oliver Springs facing a 4th and 8 as we return to the OEB Law Game of the Week to start the second quarter. Here's Elliott. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Nearly intercepted, but it's a turnover on downs anyway.
It was. You're going to take that shot down the field, but that's a hard throw to make when you're backpedaling as quickly as he had to with the rush that was coming down upon him. So, tough spot to be in if you're the Oliver Springs quarterback right there.
So Coalfield gets the football back as well. Let's watch this on the Chuck Fleischman replay. And the pass was thrown behind him. Big guy there, big 255-pound Tyler Mance there. Whew. But Coalfield gets the football back. Hammers 1st and 10, beginning the Sexton Automotive drive with good field position and a 13-point lead. So let's see if the Yellowjackets can add to it here. Man in motion. And Hines on the keeper. Goes straight up the middle. Picks up 3, 4. And that'll bring up 2nd and 6.
And Coalfield will take that all night long. Cole Hines can run the football better than about anybody inside the tackles at the quarterback position. And Coalfield does a really good job of utilizing their offensive guards on pulling. And I say that's a big testament to who the head football coach is there at Coalfield.
Yeah, he did a little bit of that in his day, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Hines fakes the handoff. Pass upfield is complete, and this is going to be enough for a Hammers 1st and 10 as he goes to A.J. Henry.
And Coalfield's found a lot of success with that little wild height there. It's a real quick play, taking advantage of those inside linebackers really close to the line of scrimmage of Oliver Springs. You see there, and he's replacing where the Oliver Springs defender was. Picked up a big gain.
When you can run the football as well as Coalfield has run the football tonight, it makes that little play action so deadly.
Whew, it does.
Just
it's difficult to defend.
So Hines has Bowling in the backfield with him now. Sends a man in motion and fakes the handoff to him, and Hines is going to be gobbled up, gets away, and then gobbled up again all the way back to the 49-yard line. And so that's a loss of 4, bring up 2nd and 14. It looked like for a second there Hines was going to get away from that.
He was about to, but the troops were on the way. You know, you see here on the Chuck Fleischman replay, seeing downfield, everybody's covered. Pressure getting down. He's just trying to make something happen. You just hold on and hope that your friends are coming in to help out.
Yeah, and I missed that from where I am. I've got, you'll have to excuse me, these 2 windows join, and I've got a piece of wood right in front of my face where that ball would go. It's a loss of 10, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 20.
Trips to the bottom of your screen.
Hines drops back to pass, looks, lets it go. That pass is complete up to the 40-yard line, across the 40, down to about the 37, and gets that pass complete to Eli Roberts. So they needed 20, they got 12.
It was a tough play by the quarterback of Coalfield. He hung in there. You see on the Chuck Fleischman replay, because who's coming down on him? Ooh, Tyler Mance, who is eating his beef from Crooked Fork Farms, because he is one big guy. I tell you what, he took a full hit at quarterback Cole Hines, and Cole stood in there and made a very tough throw.
9:04 left to go in the second quarter. Hines takes a shotgun snap, drops back, looks, rolls to his left, now dumps it off underneath. That pass is complete to Gallion. Gallion's going to be short of the first down. but by a couple of yards. And Coalfield, again, is in a position where they're going to go for this and have a really good opportunity to convert on 4th down.
Yeah, whenever you have a quarterback like that can do stuff like you see on your screen there, just making something happen out of nothing, use those 4 downs, especially in this favorable field position that you're in this situation.
Yeah, credit Hines, a junior. He's played since he was a freshman. But credit Hines, able to keep his eyes upfield, didn't panic, didn't take off running, saw Gallion and just dumped it off. So Hines is going to keep it here, gets across the 30, across the 25, down to about the 22. That is definitely enough for a Hammers 1st and 10 as Coalfield has almost entered the red zone.
And Coalfield does a really good job in the trenches. They're really coached well in that offensive line group. And you see here on the instant replay, they really pushed that first level into that second level of Oliver Springs, and that's hard to defend if you're getting pushed around up front like that.
Coalfield's always got a very serviceable line.
They're always well coached at that position.
Hammers 1st and 10. Hines looks, pass is complete, gets it down to Mullins. Mullins is tackled at about the 10-yard line, and I believe that will be enough for a Hammers 1st down.
Oliver Springs, they're going to have to do a little bit better job of getting off the blocks of that offensive line and try to get a little more pressure on the quarterback of Coalfield without having to send a lot of linebacker blitzes.
Ball is placed squarely on the 10-yard line, so Coalfield will have to go all 10 to score. Hines on the keeper is wrapped up and is somehow able to gain 2 or 3 yards because Oliver Springs got hands on him in the backfield.
Really good job that time by Oliver Springs to break through the line of scrimmage, make something happen there, and keep them with a limited gain.
2nd and goal.
Picked up about 3 there, so a little more than I thought. Pretty good job of even being able to pick anything up on that.
Yeah. I had 3 Bobcats right around him in the backfield. Second goal from the 7. Hines takes a handoff. Think we might have had a busted play there, but no matter.
Da-da-da.
Hines dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Coalfield. And we do have a flag on the play, however, so we'll have to wait and see what that is.
Regardless, that's what I was talking to earlier, is just when you have a quarterback like that can just make something out of nothing, that makes offensive play calling so much easier, gives your head coach so much more confidence in going forward in tough situations.
The call is a hold on Coalfield. That's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so Coalfield will have 2nd goal from, trying to see where they're going to spot this thing. And actually, Coalfield is going to take a timeout. So we will do the same thing. This timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. While you wait, visit pattersonsappliances.com to shop online for quality home appliances today.
We do everything from checklist and tackling kids' activities to exploring and enjoying life's special moments. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can help you embrace it all in a new or pre-owned vehicle. 2021 Ford Explorer XLT 4x4, $37,989. A 2017 Chevy Silverado 1500 Double Cab, $31,590. 2019 Ford Fiesta, $16,550, only 2,000 miles. Prepare your vehicle for seasonal changes at our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center.
Local you trust, a lifestyle you can afford.
Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
I am a simplicity.
Back at your OEB Law Game of the Week, Aaron Harvey, Coach James Hoot Gibson. 6:17 left to go in the second quarter. Coalfield facing a 2nd and goal. And the ball is spotted at the 12-yard line. So you weren't here with us as... Look at that. That is the best seat in the house. Could you imagine sitting on your porch and watching high school football?
That would be so cool. They could sell tickets to go up there and hang out and grill out on the front porch.
I'm not sure the legality of that, but they could. So here's Kanan Bowling on the run, gets close to the goal line. A good pickup of If they give him the 1, that's an 11-yard pickup, and that will bring up 3rd and goal from the 1.
Tough situation to be in for the Auburn Springs Bobcats.
Yeah. And they know it's going to be tough, and they want to talk about it. Coach Larry Green going to talk to his team, try to pull something together here on this 3rd and goal. This timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Check out our new store at 1067 South Walnut Avenue in Cookeville, now open for business.
I am a simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
And back at your OEB Law Game of the Week. We were supposed to have one play here. We've had 2 timeouts. Let's see what Coalfield does here. Let's see what Auburn Springs does here out of the timeout. I think we're going to get a Cole Hines keeper. What do you think?
I'd say if I was putting money on it, that's what I would put on.
So you're looking at the formation of Coalfield. You're looking at the formation of Auburn Springs defense. You're counting numbers. Where do you think you got an advantage there?
Right up the middle.
Coalfield's got a tight end on either side. So there's a 22 set. Handoff actually goes to Bowling. And Bowling reaches across the goal line. Touchdown, Coalfield. 5:39 left to go in the second quarter, and Coalfield made it look easy.
Yeah, it really did. Coming off the Auburn Springs timeout, Auburn Springs had plenty of time to, work their defense and kind of knew what was coming from film studies. So Coalfield did a good job picking up some tough yards, scored another touchdown.
Did you see the?
Looks like we got some confusion going on out there.
See the Chuck Flashman replay, and that's actually Landon Lau. I think I gave credit to Bowling.
Stretched across that goal line.
So here's Treese. Luke Treese on to attempt the extra point.
There it is.
That kick is up, and it is through. 5:39 left to go in this first half, and the Coalfield Yellowjackets lead over Auburn Springs 20-0.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to him.
And welcome back to your OEB Law Game of the Week, as Coalfield will kick off with 5:39 left to go in the first half. Kickoff's night, sponsored by Davis Funeral Home. Davis Funeral Home with 2 locations to serve you in Harriman and in Wartburg. Their time of support does not end after the funeral services. And here's another short kick, and it is covered by Zach Elliott, and Elliott will come back onto the field as quarterback now to begin this Sexton Automotive Drive, which will start at the Bobcat 40-yard line.
A lot more throwing tonight than what I really expected out of the Auburn Springs Bobcats. So let's see what they do here, being behind 20-0 here in the second quarter.
Some scores of interest for you. Bearden leads Anderson County at halftime 7-6.
Ooh. Auburn Springs sitting with 14 total yards on the day so far.
As Elliott on this Hammers 1st and 10 tries to hit Ty Lamance. And I tell you, Auburn Springs has not been able to establish a good long Sexton Automotive Drive yet tonight.
No, unfortunately not. And the quarterback just overthrowing his large target there. Auburn Springs don't look too comfortable in the passing game with that 3-headed monster normally running that football. But when you get behind like you are in this situation, you have to start throwing the football a little bit more And it's just a little uncomfortable for the Oliver Springs Bobcats right now.
So here's Elliott. Quick pass is complete. And that goes out to Heilman. Heilman picks up 7. We'll give him 7. We'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Bobcats.
3rd and favorable here. That big offensive line of
So
Oliver
here's
Springs.
Elliott.
Quick pass is complete.
Now, if you're looking at that score, you're just joining us. Coalfield does lead by 3 scores. One of those scores, however, was a pick 6 by Cole Hines. Beautiful interception and return on his part. Oliver Springs has this drive with less than 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Coalfield got the ball to receive the game. If Oliver Springs can score right here, go to halftime, make some adjustments, get the ball to start the second half. As here's Elliott on a carry, got a lot of running room going up the left sideline, finally brought down across the 40, and on the tackle for Coalfield was Hines.
Great run that time. An excellent block by Tyler Mance over here at the wide receiver position. I sprung the block, as you see here on the Chuck Fleischman replay right here, and that just gave enough.
That's all you needed
to let his buddy pick up a big play.
Ball spotted at the 35.
That woke this Oliver Springs crowd up.
Yeah. Clock continues to run. 4:25 now left to go in the first half.
Trips to the bottom of your screen, short side of your field. Look for a rollout.
Nope. Handoff goes up the middle.
Should have been.
Today,
Coalfield did a great job right there, blowing up the line of scrimmage and preventing that play from happening. Huge play.
Loss of 2 will bring up 2nd and 12. Under 4 minutes left to go in this first half now.
Going in the wrong direction there. Got to win your blocks up front. You see on the...
Wow, what a play by Kanan Bolin.
He came through there with a mean streak.
Here is Elliott, and that pass is incomplete as the attempted target was Tyler Bridges, and he was
Hayden Hicks
decapitated.
Literally. Kaboom. Let's check that on replay.
Good gracious.
Hello. Big hit that time by the Coalfield Yellowjackets. Oliver Springs taking their time getting to the line of scrimmage. Trips to the top of your screen.
And Elliott setting up the screen. That's complete to Day, but Day only gets to the 38-yard line. And we've got a flag on the play as had another monstrous hit there.
Big penalty here.
So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on Coalfield, and that will be enough for the Hammers 1st and 10.
Huge penalty.
Yeah, well, check out this Chuck Fleischman replay.
When he's going out of bounds here.
Good catch, by the way.
You see the big Coalfield defensive line coming.
Dragging him out of bounds, and then, that's a
lucky he wasn't targeted.
Helmet to helmet.
Yeah. That's a dangerous play there. He hopped right back up and got in that ball game. That's a tough kid.
Yeah. But so, look, Mr. Lamance is going to be a fullback on the play. Elliott does hand off to Lamance, and he's moving. He's dragging.
I'm telling you, he's buying that all lean, natural, non-antibiotic beef from Crooked Fork Farms. 6'4", 255 pounds. Playing fullback, wide receiver, and probably could play some cornerback. I mean, this kid is a talented specimen down here at Oliver Springs.
Yeah.
Look at this, just pushing that pile, dragging Coalfield to fifth. course.
So this handoff goes to Heilman.
Heilman just missed the hole there. If he could have bounced that to the outside, he might still be running.
Speaking of Crooked Fork Farms, you know a little bit about that place, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to our fantastic customers, we have expanded for additional orders for 2022. We're now offering lean, grass-fed, hormone, and antibiotic-free farm fresh beef, half and wholes, for May and October of 2022. We have a lot of appointments. It's going quick, so if you want a half or whole beef, give us a call.
I'll get with you for the end of the night. Here's Elliott. Handoff goes to Bridges. Bridges picks up enough for a Hammers 1st and 10. And Auburn Springs is in business with less than 2 minutes left to go in the half.
You know, Bridges is only 5'7", 140 pounds, okay? And watch him fight staying inbounds here.
Good moves.
Good field vision.
Got to the 6.
Tough
No,
run.
they're going to place him at the 8. I thought he got a little bit closer than that. But 1st and goal for Auburn Springs.
Auburn Springs finding some success out of this jumbo formation.
With the jumbo fullback, let's see if he gets it here. Nope, Elliott's going to keep it, and following leading blocker, spins down to the 1 yard line.
Zach Elliott on the quarterback keeper, all the way down to about the 1 yard line.
Good run. Thought he was going to get tackled a little bit for a loss there, but followed those big jumbo blockers he had in front of him there.
Yeah.
See on the Chuck Fleishman replay.
Student body right.
Pick up, follow your running backs. Great job. Good tackle there by Coalfield. Jumbo formation again. Watch for something going on the outside here.
Elliott under center. Handoff goes to Lamance. Lamance
Look at
being
this
pushed.
pile.
Does he get in?
Wow.
He's in. Touchdown, Oliver Springs.
Refused to go down and push the entire pile into the end zone.
So don't count Oliver Springs out yet. Yes, they were down 20-0, but they score with 1:09 left to go in the first half, and now they will get the football to start halftime too.
Great series for Oliver Springs. Coalfield gave him a couple penalties there, made some mental mistakes, and Oliver Springs capitalized.
Bobcats being over 2.
Push the entire pile. That's a lot of weight right there.
Oliver Springs is going to go for 2 here. They've elected to have the football on the right hash. Then I guess not. They move it back now.
I guess they thought about it.
No, we want a lot of field on both sides of us. So Elliott out of the shotgun. He's got Heilman in the backfield with him. And fakes the option pitch and is stopped shy of the goal line. So the 2-point conversion fails. However, Oliver Springs within 2 scores of Coalfield here late in the first half on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
With one small step, you have the potential to make a big difference in this world. It starts here at Roane State Community College. There's never been a greater need for health science graduates, and Roane State has the program to get you there. With 11 different health science degrees and 7 certificates offered, the choice is yours. Roane State, healthcare heroes start here. Apply now at roanestate.edu.
Back at your OEB Law Game of the Week as Oliver Springs gets set to kick off. Now, Oliver Springs has got to stop Coalfield here.
Yeah, they have to, as Coalfield setting with 131 total yards so far in the first half to Oliver Springs' 60, which Oliver Springs on that last drive picked up most of that yardage.
Yeah, they did. So Davis Funeral Home kickoff. It's going to be Ty Lamance, the big guy. Davis Funeral Home, of course, with 2 locations to serve you. Their support in your time of need does not end after funeral services. Lamance's kick is a bouncer over the middle, taken by Landon Lau, not the guy that you want to have it. And Lau brings it up to the 45-yard line. 1:03 A minute 2 left to go in this first half, and Coalfield's going to have to try to go 55 yards.
Got favorable field position here.
With favorable field position, yeah, to begin this Sexton Automotive drive. It's going to be a short Sexton Automotive drive, but they'll have one nonetheless.
1 minute left to go here in the second quarter. Let's see what Coalfield's plan of attack is coming out of here. Do they play it conservative, or do they sling the ball?
So here's Hines. Looks down the middle of the field. That pass is incomplete to Gallion. Ooh, man.
That was very close to being a fumble there. Big missed opportunity for the wide receiver of Coalfield. He is kicking himself right now. You see here on the Chuck Fleishman replay, great throw by the Coalfield quarterback.
Oh, beautiful throw. Just didn't look it in.
Caught the ball and took his eyes off the target.
And I tell you what, you're running across the middle of the field there. You know, you do hear those footsteps a little bit.
Absolutely.
You want to pick your eyes up and see. As here is Hines under a lot of pressure, and he's going to be sacked.
Riley Gertz, 6'1", 255 pounds, came off the edge and sacked Cole Hines for a big loss.
Yeah, watch this Chuck Fleischman replay.
Beat the offensive right tackle, crashed in, made a great sack.
And we're going to have a timeout. Coalfield going to take the timeout. Brought to you by Patterson's Appliances, proudly serving your community since 1965 because we care.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Back at your OEB Law Game of the Week, some of the games that we talked about in pregame, we can give you a short scoring update on those. And one of those very important scores in the second quarter, Midway Greenback tied at 6, but also Oakdale up over Harriman in the second quarter, 14-0.
Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise right there. Oakdale is slinging that football around a little bit, caught Harriman. So I'm keeping my eye on that one. Hopefully somebody will shoot us a text.
Here's Hines, sets up the screen to Lau. That pass is complete, and Lau is taken out of bounds as he crosses midfield. Will not have enough for the first down. So let's see what Coalfield does here. If you know what, if I'm Coalfield, I'll probably go for this.
I think you're about perfect right now on fourth down so far on the night. So
yeah, and
with only 36 seconds left,
and
why not?
Oliver Springs doesn't have that quick scoring attack, so if you don't get it here, you give the Bobcats good field position, but you probably feel pretty good about your defensive chances with less than a minute left.
Yeah, absolutely. And if Coalfield can somehow get a drive going here, you talk about deflating right before the half.
Yeah,
it can have a major impact on the second half of this ballgame.
So here's Hines, does let it go, and that pass is incomplete, but there's a flag.
He came early.
And this is going to be a 1st and 10.
Yep, he came early. And, you know, that's aggressive play calling. That's what happens when you elect to go for it. Motion's riding high. Sometimes you'll catch a penalty like that. And Coalfield's going to take advantage of it with another first down.
Yeah. So Hines tried to hit Mullins there, and Mullins he stopped, set up, found a little pocket there, and that ball was delivered. And coming up behind him a little bit early was Levi Russell of Oliver Springs.
Yep. Easy call for the referee.
Yep. They're going to have to get the ball spotted. Okay, they are going to spot it now. Down to the 34-yard line. A Hammers 1st and 10. 30 seconds left to go in this first half.
Coalfield going with the trips to the short side of the field at the top of your screen.
Hines looks upfield, and that pass is incomplete.
Little behind him, still hit his wide receiver in the hands, though.
Yeah, and that's dangerous, too. It was a little bit high.
and in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and Oliver Springs had those safeties over the top. Trying to hit Eli Roberts there, as you see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Just a little behind, a little high.
Yeah, that's one of those catches that when you're a wide receiver coming across that middle, you're almost holding your breath because you're knowing that hit is coming.
26 seconds left. Coalfield will have a 2nd and 10.
Wes Welker in the NFL made a fortune on making those catches right there.
Hines under a lot of pressure, steps up, lets it go, nobody home.
Still, I like the aggression. Throw it downhill. You got 20 seconds left. It's 2nd down. Hey, no harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul.
Very athletic just to be able to stay alive on that play.
Scoring update at the half. It's Dobbins Bennett 7, Oak Ridge 3.
Coalfield coming to the line of scrimmage. Trips to the bottom of your screen.
3rd and 10. Hines takes the snap, drops, looks, sets up a wide receiver screen. That pass is incomplete. Tried to hit Roberts again, and so now it's 4th down. But again, if you're Coalfield, go ahead and go for this thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Cole Hines a little bit gimpy coming up there, like he's a little uncomfortable, but I'm starting to see a trend for Coalfield. If you're able to really slow down that rush and attack out of that quarterback and the talented running back, you stand a chance defensively if you can really get them to try to throw the football around. So let's see what Oliver Springs does here.
5 seconds on the play clock. And Hines just gets the snap off. Under pressure, steps up, lets it go. It passes complete to Lau. Lau down to about the 15-yard line. Inside the 15, they'll give him the 13. 7 seconds left in this first quarter, and Coalfield, with 1 timeout, is going to go ahead and take it to stop the clock there. And this timeout is going to be brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. We service what we sell with in-house factory-trained appliance service technicians. So Crooked Fork Farms is now offering brush control services as well. Maintaining farms or properties is an exhausting job. You know a lot about that. That consumes a lot of your time. Maintaining all access roads, eliminating encroaching brush, and accessing fence lines, all done with ease and efficiency while using a forestry mulcher. Whatever your needs, you can depend on Crooked Fork Farms to clear the way to your success. Call 865-206-7560. You see it there on your screen, and free estimates as well. Go to crookedforkfarms.com. Now, I don't know how that name came about, but did you do that on purpose to have me do a tongue twister?
Absolutely.
This is what that was all about.
Now, Crooked Fork Creek surrounds that property, and it was actually gave to some German settlers back in the 1850s, and that's been the farm name since the 1850s.
Hines takes a shot at the end zone. It is incomplete. But that pass only took 5 seconds, so Coalfield can get one more shot at this thing. Try to hit a corner route right in the corner of the end zone.
Had plenty of time, stayed in the pocket, stayed tall in the pocket. Gave his wide receiver a great chance to try to throw it to the back pylon. Good job by the Coalfield quarterback.
Tucker West was the intended target there.
Taking a lot of time here. That play clock has got to be moving.
Now this should be the final play of the half, unless there's a penalty. Oliver Springs really needs to stop
Empty
here.
formation, watch QB draw.
Hines, empty set, drops back to pass, lets it go, and that pass goes through Levi Mullins' hands, but there's a flag.
That's a rare drop out of Levi Mullins. That kid can catch a lot of tough balls thrown his way. Looks like it might have been on.
Yeah, legal procedure penalty on Coalfield. That will be declined, and we will go to the half with Coalfield leading over the home team Bobcats 20-6 right here at DJ Britton Field. And Oliver Springs able to score and then get a stop right before the half. Got some momentum. You go into halftime, you make some adjustments, come out, and then we could have a completely different story in the second half.
This should be a closer ball game than what it is right now. But, hey, don't go anywhere. This, as we've seen many times, this can come back in a quick hurry. So we're expecting a big ball game coming up in this second half.
Stick around, get a halftime show coming up, and then we will also try to get you some first half stats and also some scores around the area as well. You are tuned in to your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
The Harriman Utility Board works hard to ensure reliable electric power is delivered to our service area. Recurring tree trimming and maintenance is essential to preventing unplanned outages caused by falling trees. HUB crews are constantly at work during the peak growing season and respond rapidly to storm damage. As partners in our community, we urge customers to be aware of the importance of electric line right-of-way management. Find out more about current right-of-way policies at our website, hub-tn.com.
You do everything from checklist and tackling kids' activities to exploring and enjoying life's special moments. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can help you embrace it all in a new or pre-owned vehicle. 2021 Ford Explorer XLT 4x4, $37,989. A 2017 Chevy Silverado 1500 Double Cab, $31,590. 2019 Ford Fiesta, $16,550, only 2,000 miles. Prepare your vehicle for seasonal changes at our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center.
Local you trust, a lifestyle you can afford.
Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
I am a simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
With one small step, you have the potential to make a big difference in this world. It starts here at Roane State Community College. There's never been a greater need for health science graduates, and Roane State has the program to get you there. With 11 different health science degrees and 7 certificates offered, the choice is yours. Roane State, healthcare heroes start here. Apply now at roanestate.edu.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
I'm Dale Haddon, the nurse practitioner and clinical manager at the Oak Ridge Clinic. It's very important to get the COVID vaccine. This is a way we are going to make our whole community safe. This is a way we will make you and your family safe. The COVID vaccine is 95% effective when you have had both shots, and it means that you will not get the illness, you will not have the side effects that people see from having illness over a long period of time, and it makes your community safe.
And instead of the field director, drum major Cheyenne Cheeks. Assistant Drum major is Lydia Yoder. Guard captain is Eddie Melhorn. Percussion captain is Hunter Siegel. Band captain is Keegan Melhorn. Tonight, the Bobcat Marching Band will present their 2021 program, Ask Not. This year's show is a tribute to all the men and women who fought so bravely and those who made the ultimate sacrifice during the Vietnam War and all conflicts in which our brave young men and women have fought throughout the years. Tonight's selections include Smoke on the Water, Sweet Caroline, Painted Black, Taps, and American Beautiful. Tonight's soloists are Ashley Brown and the Prophet on trumpet.
I refuse to try to so I would grab the fence and try to so my mouth was in the water and I gaslight it. Like, look, it's okay though. Hey, I think there's nothing. And if not, take it out of my hand. So when did you tell me? I gave Christy the name of
Drum major Cheyenne Cheeks, this is your band. Ready?
So I text Nathan and I was like, what was the name of that company? I'm about to get it. Okay.
My love, I'm writing you a short note this evening as the noise of the choppers overhead keeps me awake. While I feel lonely apart from you, I still remember the day the helicopters dropped us off here, and I kept thinking of the words President Kennedy said at his inauguration. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. While I long to be with you, I know that I am doing what is right, and look forward to the day we can be together again. My sweet, I only have a limited amount of time for letter writing, so I'll try to answer your questions. As for the war ending soon, I am really not an authority on the subject. However, from what I hear and see, this is going to be a long, drawn-out affair. It is pretty hard to write to you today, but I just hate not seeing you each day. still believe in those famous words from President Kennedy.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
This will remain the land of the free so long as it is the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Iowa Springs High School Bobcat Marching Band. Tomorrow, the Bobcat Marching Band will finish up their competition season at the Walden Ridge Marching Invitational at Harriman High School. The band will be performing 2 times tomorrow at 12:40 and 4:40. If you'd like, please come out.
Energize your home with natural gas from ORUD, your affordable energy choice. See all the ways natural gas can improve your home by visiting one of the ORUD showrooms in Oak Ridge or Kingston. New gas appliances run more efficiently. They provide hot water when you need it, precise heat control for cooking, and can dry clothes in about half the time. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can use. ORUD Natural Gas.
You do everything from checklist and tackling kids' activities to exploring and enjoying life's special moments. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can help you embrace it all in a new vehicle. 2021 Ford Escape, 27505. 2021 Ford Edge, 37880. 2021 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Cab, 49982. Prepare your vehicle for seasonal changes at our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center.
Local you trust, a lifestyle you can afford.
Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
American Outdoor Equipment has a great new location in Rockwood. They are a Branson tractor dealer with various sizes to choose from. Branson's greatest asset is their strength, quality, and features. But American Outdoor Equipment also has Bobcat mowers. You can expect the best when it comes to performance, durability, and comfort with a Bobcat mower. Or how about a Dixie chopper mower? They're the world's fastest lawn mowers. They have a large service and parts department. They are family owned and operated, plus they offer in-house financing. That's American Outdoor Equipment in Rockwood.
Mulch & More in Midtown is your landscaping headquarters. They offer mulch, topsoil, all types of gravel, sand, rock, crab orchard stone, riprap stone, and limestone gravel. Mulch & More does light excavation work. Do you need a driveway repaired? They can do it. Plus, Mulch & More can do your water and sewer lines, French drains, and more with Ditch Witch services. So whether you only need a half cubic yard up to 20 cubic yards, Mulch & More can help you. Give Gary a call today at 865-234-7060 at Mulch & More in Midtown.
Now welcome back into your OEB Law Game of the Week. It's halftime here. Coalfield leading over Oliver Springs 20-6 as we take a look at the first half stats. You see first downs, Coalfield doubled up on Oliver Springs 8-4. Rushing yards about even, Coalfield with 51, Oliver Springs with 53. But the passing yards is where the big difference comes in, as Cole Hines 107 yards passing tonight. So Coalfield has a total of 158, Oliver Springs with a total of 60. Oliver Springs with that very crucial pick six, which by the way was Cole Hines intercepting and taking that back for 6 yards. Penalties, 3 for 24 for Coalfield, 1 for 15 for Oliver Springs. And a scoring update after 3, Anderson County leads Bearden 12-7. So that's a really close game.
Bearden ended up being way tougher than what I originally thought.
Yeah, we actually got to see them early in the year. Another scoring update. Bradley Central undefeated on the year. They are currently trailing Ray County at halftime 35-30.
It's that triple option. It gives people fits.
The last score we had at halftime was South Doyle leading over Carter 21-20.
Oh, wow. That is surprising to me there. That is, whew.
So check this out. In the third quarter, Fulton leads over Farragut 20-14.
I love it. Fulton over Farragut right now.
Okay, why?
Oh,
you
man.
Don't like Farragut?
I love Farragut. I've got family that lives there and a bunch of cousins that went to school there, so I had that little rivalry. And, it's just a particular type of individual that lives in that area. And I love you if you do.
Okay, I got you. Last score we had in the second quarter, Midway was leading Greenback 14-6. Last score we had in the second quarter, Oakdale was up on Harriman 14-0.
That's huge.
Central at halftime up on Halls 19-7. In the third quarter, now this is surprising to me. Maybe it shouldn't be. Maryville leading West 35-0.
Well, it should be surprising to you, because West is a powerhouse, but when they run across the likes of a very well-disciplined program like Maryville, those kids, by the time they're in fourth grade, they already know the language of the high school program. And I'm telling you, they've got quality coaches working with those kids from the time they're in kindergarten all the way up until they're in high school. It's a fantastic program, and that's the type of results you get when you demand excellence from the time they're kids all the way up to their seniors.
Kingston at halftime leads over Stone Memorial 19-14.
Ooh, closer than I thought.
Oneida is up over Sequoia 13-0 in the second quarter. Sequoia 0-7 on the year, but remember that one is important because if that region ends up in a three-way tie,
goes to
victors. Then you look at total wins. So if Oneida can take care of business tonight, they get to 7 wins. If they can take care of business next week, they win the region.
Yeah, which is impressive with how that season started off with a big loss to the school out of Kentucky. So, way to bounce back for the Oneida Indians.
So, Luke Tree set for this Davis Funeral Home kickoff as we get the second quarter underway and tries to onside.
Got a little curveball there. Yeah, that's Treese. He's one of the better baseball players in East Tennessee. And he's been known to throw a curveball or two.
Yeah, he knows how to make a ball spin. That time that football didn't spin the way that he wanted it to. Ball traveled a net of like 4 yards. Obviously that is a penalty. And so Oliver Springs will take over right there in Coalfield territory at the 44 to begin this Sexton Automotive drive. So Oliver Springs down 2 scores at the start of the third quarter. Good field position as Zach Elliott lines up under center. Tyler Mance right behind him. That jumbo set again. And here is a handoff going to Lamance. I'm sorry, Bridges.
Oliver Springs had that late second half success out of that jumbo set, so they look like they've talked a little bit at halftime, decided to work some more plays out of that formation. Come out second half running right out of the gates with it.
So a loss of 1 on the play will bring up 2nd and 11. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line of Coalfield. Oliver Springs gets the play call in. And here's Elliott, a keeper up the middle. Makes some guys miss, still on his feet. Good run by Elliott. Interesting formation.
Interesting formation. Just lined everybody up. All 3 H-backs back there on the right side said, hey, we don't care if you know what we're running.
Look at that high step.
We're going to run it. Inside steps the Coalfield defender. I mean, that's the way you run a football. Picking up a lot of tough yardage there.
They're going to give him the 26, which will bring up a Hammers 1st and 10. So fresh set of downs for the Bobcats.
Sticking in that same formation you see there at the bottom of your screen, the 3 backs.
That's interesting. A tight end also that direction. As sends Heilman in motion, and this time Elliott goes the other direction. Picks up maybe 2.
Nick Cagley, number 57 for Coalfield, in on the tackle.
And earlier today, hey, that was the guy that we talked to. That's Billy Sivier getting presenting the $1,000 check to Auburn Springs High School for the OEB Law Game of the Week. And that is Auburn Springs' principal receiving that check. And here's Bridges on a carry. Gets down to about the 15-yard line. I really enjoy seeing these football games, and I'm glad that I get to sit here in the press box and get to see them. I've got a screen right here. I get to see replays. Best seat in the house. But I got to say, it warms my heart to see that $1,000 check get presented every week, especially when you come to a school like Auburn Springs or some of the other smaller schools.
It just means more, and it's needed more.
It is.
And OEB'd like to let everybody know, call them anytime, day or night, 24/7. Someone will be there to answer and give you free consultation and get to work on your case immediately. Call 865-546-1111 or visit our website full of helpful information, reckontoacheck.com.
We see that on the screen there. Look how close that is.
That is one of the closest I've actually ever seen. They didn't even have to break out the paper, did they?
No. So you had to, you got to get to the end of the chain. You don't have to get to the end of the pole. And that's what they did. Ball spotted at the 16-yard line, got just enough for that Hammers 1st and 10. So Auburn Springs having some success on their last 2 drives now.
Attacking that Coalfield defense with the run game and having some early success here.
This time back to that jumbo set. Elliott under center, handoff.
Ooh.
And Heilman is crunched down by Big Daddy. That's Colton Henry.
Coming in, laying the wood. Broke through the line of scrimmage and made a big-time tackle for loss.
I tell you, Daddy's looking down proud at that young man.
You aren't kidding.
He's a heck of a football player.
Same height as his daddy as well, ain't he?
Under center, here's Elliott. A loss of 1 on the play, brings up 2nd and 11. Here's the pitch, goes to Bridges. Bridges gets it outside, makes some positive yardage, and is brought down. Depends on where they spot it. He's definitely going to be short, but good yardage on that play. As you see this Chuck Fleischman replay, started to the outside and then boop, kicked it out further to the outside, picks up that positive yardage.
And with it being 4-down territory down here, that's all right. You got 3rd and manageable here.
It was about 3rd and 5.
Staying in that jumbo. Out of shotgun.
And here's Elliott on the keeper and gets across the 10, maybe down to the 9. So he's going to be short, but again, like you said, this is definitely 4-down territory. It's going to bring up 4th and about 3.
3 tough yards. So let's see what the offensive coordinator, Larry Green, does for the Auburn Springs Bobcats.
So they line up with those 3 H-backs behind a tight end. And the first time they went to that, they ran right behind those. But in the plays they've run that formation since, they've not run it directly behind those players. And now we're going to get a timeout. Auburn Springs is going to talk about it. A very important 4th down upcoming. This timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Hiring now for sales, delivery techs, and service techs. Find us on Indeed to apply.
Football is back. And OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
Back here, OEB Law Game of the Week out of the timeout. Oliver Springs will have a 4th and 3. Head coach Larry Green does have those offensive coordinator responsibilities. So he wanted to call a timeout and explain to his team exactly what he wanted them to do. And so now they're going to run that weird formation with all 3 H-backs to the left. And a player jumped off sides.
You just can't have it out of a timeout. That's gut-wrenching if you're an Oliver Springs faithful.
It's a really important play call.
It is, and that changes everything there. That changes your play call. That changes your situation and everything. Now, instead of 3 yards to go, you're looking at 8.
7:20 left to go in this third quarter. It's been a long drive for Oliver Springs to start this game. Here's Elliott in the backfield. Drops. Lets it go, and that pass is incomplete. Tried to hit Bridges over the middle, and that's a turnover on downs. Coalfield will get it deep in the Yellowjacket territory.
Credit Kanan Bowling, the senior athlete for the Coalfield Yellowjackets, coming in, putting pressure on the Oliver Springs quarterback, making him throw a incomplete pass. Turnover on downs.
So here's that Chuck Fleischman replay. You see Bowling coming up the middle, exactly like you said. It was there.
Yeah, it was there. It's hard to hang in there when you feel that pressure coming right at you.
So this Sexton Automotive drive for Coalfield starts off with a handoff. And big yardage there for Coalfield's Henry.
Number 3 for Oliver Springs, Ty Lamance, hold on, stripping at the football, trying to get a turnover. Big first down for the Coalfield Yellowjackets.
So that'll bring up a Hammers 1st and 10. And Henry again lining up in the backfield. And Hines fakes the handoff to Bowling, takes off around the right side, and he's going to be tackled by Heilman. But not before he picks up about 5 yards.
Again, tough running by the Coalfield quarterback. He can do a little bit of everything, but the best thing he can do is with his feet. He can pick up a lot of tough yardage playing at that quarterback position. It's hard to account for. It is, and it's hard to account for any defense to account for a quarterback.
Midway through the fourth quarter, Bearden scores and puts up a 2-point conversion. They lead AC 15-12. Here is Henry on the carry. Henry keeps those legs churning, and he's got enough for another Hammers 1st.
Sidestepping people. What a play by Henry. Coalfield offensive line doing a really good job getting separation with the defensive lineman and working their way up to the second level, which is opening holes for that Coalfield offense.
Henry gets the handoff again, and Henry crosses midfield, still going across the 45, down to the 40.
Chugga, 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 lugga, chugga, 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 lugga. Refusing to go down and come up late there, grabbing the knee is Big Daddy Henry. Nope,
that's Bowling.
That is Bowling. Uh-oh. Must have been a cramp.
I'm not sure. It must have been because he's up walking under his own power.
Thank goodness.
It looked really bad.
It did. And the Oscar goes to
So that's a pickup of 15 yards on that run by Henry.
Coalfield taking their time, coming to the line of scrimmage, working out of that 20 personnel.
Hines, handoff to Lau. Lau is stopped around the line of scrimmage.
Zach Elliott coming up big for the Oliver Springs Bobcats. See on the Chuck Fleischman replay, came through middle of that offensive line and made a really good tackle for loss.
Pickup of inches for Landon Lau. Makes second and long.
Coalfield hanging out in that 20 personnel.
Handoff goes to Henry. Over the right side, Henry with running room.
Wow.
Gets up to about the 30-yard line. That should be enough for another Hammers 1st and 10.
Henry is continuing to progress. From the first time that we've seen him to now, he is really starting to find his own running the football for the Coalfield Yellowjackets.
Yeah, other teams are going to hate seeing that because he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, and then according to Brad, he sat out all last year because of a hurt knee. So this is really his first good experience of high school football. He's got a bright future.
He does. Here's Hines. Handoff Lau up the middle. Lau following blockers. And he's going to be ripped down by Tyler Mance.
He actually threw forward.
He did.
To pick up several more yards. If Tyler Mance would have thrown him the other way, he'd have lost.
LaMance might have a future in shot
rodeo,
put.
buddy.
What's this?
I could use him practicing tackling calves.
Discus throw there.
I'm telling you, 6'4", 255.
Jeez. Pickup of 6, second 4. Hines, handoff. Lau up the middle. And Lau is just shy of the 20-yard line. Will be close to the first down, though.
Really good tackle that time by a big defensive tackle, 65, Reagan Shepard, 6'2", 269 pounds. You know he ain't missing no stakes.
Coalfield is short by about half a yard, so it'll be third down. 3 minutes left to go in this third quarter.
You know, if you ever really want to look at an offensive play call, 4th and short, 3rd and short, you always just kind of take a gander at who their head coach is. What position did he play? Because that's probably going to tell you what they're going to do.
Hines with a keeper. He has enough for the first down. Heilman makes a good tackle on him, though, in the open field to keep him from getting more than that.
And that's not easy to do. Tackling Cole Hines in open field is a challenge.
Yeah, it was a nice tackle by Heilman.
Really good tackle.
So fresh set of downs for Coalfield. Remember, this drive started on about the Yellowjacket 11-yard line.
It's been a long one so far. Coalfield staying with that 2-back set. Had a lot of success out of it.
Hines lets it fly, and that pass is incomplete. Good coverage there by Levi Russell of Oliver Springs.
Made a play on the football. Great job by the cornerback. Not much separation. Some good hand fighting there on both sides.
Yeah, trying to hit Roberts on that route, and
good defensive back play by number 11 of Oliver Springs.
Yeah, Russell got his head turned around, located the football, and almost got his hands on it. And that would have been a huge turnover at this stage in the game. It's only our second drive of the third quarter, and there's 2:09 left to go in it. Hines, quarterback draw, right up the middle, gets to the 10, gets to the 5, spins down to about the 2-yard line, and Coalfield's going to have a Hammers 1st and goal. Cole Hines is having himself a game.
He is wiggly. He can do it all for the Coalfield Yellowjackets. Make people miss an open field, run through tackles. I mean, when it comes to the ball in his hands, he can do a lot of special things. You see why he's playing quarterback.
So Hines has Bowling and Lau in the backfield with him. Out of the shotgun, handoff goes to Lau. Lau loses a yard. Oliver Springs got good penetration on that one.
Michael Pride come in, 5'11", 143 pounds. Flew in, made a good secure tackle there.
About 2 yards on the loss, be second and about 3.
Big challenge here, down here in your own territory for the defense.
Hines again. Handoff goes to Lau. Lau running over right guard. Just lowers his head. Gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Coalfield.
Good play call, good design. It was really well blocked. Coalfield took advantage of a tired Oliver Springs defense.
So you give Landon Lau a chance, loses a yard in the backfield. You give it right back to him and run a stretch play this time. And Lau able to follow some blockers and get into the end zone. On to attempt the extra point, Luke Treese. And that extra point is up, and it is good. Coalfield extends its lead 27-6 with 54 ticks left to go in the third quarter of your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
OEB Law Game of the Week as we get set for the Davis Funeral Home kickoff. Davis Funeral Homes with 2 locations to serve you, one in Harriman, one in Wartburg. Go to davisfuneralhomes.com for more information. And here's Treese going to kick this one deep, and it will roll out of bounds, and that will be a penalty. So Oliver Springs will have the option, take the football, or take 5 yards and make him re-kick it.
Coalfield so far on the night has 245 total yards on offense. Oliver Springs currently sitting at 94 yards total offense, so not much production out of 3 quarters so far for the Oliver Springs Bobcats. Let's see if they can have a little more success here.
Yeah, that's surprising.
$1 hot dogs in the concession stand.
Oliver Springs will have a Hammers 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line to begin. This Sexton drive, the pass, it's Bridges out of a Wildcat formation, and the snap was a little bit high. But he's able to secure it and get 5 yards all the way up to the 40. And speaking of 40, under 40 seconds left to play in this third quarter, as you see the Chuck Fleischman replay there. Good job by Bridges to secure that high snap.
Ball is placed on the Bobcats' 40-yard line. 2nd and 5.
Oliver Springs is currently only 1 completion of 7 attempts passing the ball on the night.
And Bridges is back in at quarterback again, so that wasn't a Wildcat. They've gone to their backup quarterback. So you wonder, I guess it is, because Elliott's on the field. He's lined up as a wide receiver, so I guess it is a Wildcat. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. When we get back, Oliver Springs is going to have a 3rd and 5 after the third quarter. It is Coalfield leading 27-6 here at Oliver Springs in this very important region matchup on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
An is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
And welcome back into your OEB Law Game of the Week after 3. We got 1 quarter left to play. You know what that means? It means we've only got 5 quarters left to play in this season. Next week, we will have a huge finale as Kingston will take on Loudon, and that is in Roane County. And that'll be a good
tune in, guys, because that one there is going to be a slobber knocker.
Loudon fighting, try to stay undefeated on the season tonight. Kingston taking on Stone Memorial.
That was a close game at halftime, wasn't it?
Yep. So here is Elliott back in at quarterback. Elliott finds some running room, and he's going to have enough for the Hammers 1st and 10. And we've got another huge hit.
Wow. Landon Lau came up and laid the boom on the quarterback of Oliver Springs. You see her on a Chuck Flashman replay. Cuts out try. Boom.
Clean hit, too.
Clean, oh, yeah.
Go ahead and say that.
Coalfield showed up early and has not slowed down. 27-6, 4th quarter.
So here's that funky set. And Elliott is suplexed.
Bryson Ridge, who is a large human, took him for a spin.
Yep.
Coalfield, who has played a very good defensive ball game so far tonight.
Yeah, they really have. Fresh coming off that bye, but this is the Coalfield team that we have expected to see all season long. Been very strong all season long.
They really have, and played really good defense so far here tonight. And anxious to see what they do moving forward. Good catch there. Ooh.
Even better tackle.
And even better
Jacob Heilman
fumble.
Is stood up.
Henry says, hello. Colton Henry absolutely threw down, made a outstanding tackle, forced the fumble.
You just don't do it any better than
Watch
that.
this.
Heilman makes
Playing
a good
the inside
catch.
linebacker position, came in, broke down, boom. Knocked the ball loose. Coalfield recovered the football. And look what he does next. Looks up, starts trying to identify the next nearest threat to block for his teammates. Great job by Colton Henry of Coalfield.
So Coalfield will begin a Sexton Automotive drive here at, looks to be about the 43-yard line. Hines, handoff. Goes to Henry. Henry up the middle, still running. You're not going to arm tackle Colton Henry.
No, not with his center of gravity. He keeps his pads low, and he keeps his feet moving. So he's a hard guy to tackle, and not only that, but just his attitude at the position makes him a very hard guy to tackle.
We've got an injury timeout now.
Not as many as last week with Tennessee versus Ole Miss.
No,
that was awful. You think they'll figure out something about the rules with that, with NCAA football?
If you need a rule change implemented in the NCAA, you need to watch Tennessee games, because that seems to be a theme.
It's just
rules get changed when Tennessee gets jobbed.
That is true. The bad luck of Tennessee football the last 12, 15 years. I think they got the right guy now. Josh Apple. Timeout, Oliver Springs.
So Oliver Springs is going to talk about it. This timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Hiring now for sales, delivery techs, and service techs. Find us on Indeed to apply.
We do everything from checklist and tackling kids' activities to exploring and enjoying life's special moments. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can help you embrace it all in a new or pre-owned vehicle. 2021 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x4 XLT, $53,992. 2018 Nissan Murano, $28,890. 2016 GMC Terrain Denali, $24,890. Prepare your vehicle for seasonal changes at our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center.
Local you trust, a lifestyle you can afford.
Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
Back at the OEB Law Game of the Week, out of the timeout. 10:26 left to go in the fourth quarter. Coalfield with a Hammers 1st and 10. And here's a handoff. Goes to Mullins. Mullins crosses the 30, crosses the 25, gets down across the 20.
Number 20, Mullins on the carry. Levi Mullins coming in big, making some people miss, and picked up a Hammers 1st down. Coalfield setting with about 255 total yards on offense to Oliver Springs 100 total yards.
Coalfield just keep throwing guys at you.
Yeah, that's a very deep team they have over there.
Starting the backfield with Landon Lau and Kanan Bowling. You see the production that Henry's had tonight. You see the production that Hines has had. Speaking of Henry, gets a swing pass out of the backfield, still running, gets inside the 10. There is a flag on the play. We'll have to wait and see what it is. It's a personal foul on Oliver Springs, and Brad Jones informs me that that is a roughing the passer. I didn't see it, but he did. They're not going to officially call it a roughing the passer. The production that Henry's had tonight.
You see the production that Hines had. Speaking
of a hit there on Cole Hines. So now Coalfield will have a Hammers 1st and goal. Ball's going to be spotted at about the 4-yard line. Hines has Henry in the backfield with him. Snap. Henry, handoff. Henry got to about the 1, which will bring up 2nd and goal from the 1.
Good game tackle by the Oliver Springs Bobcats to hold him out of that end zone. See if that Oliver Springs defense can rally right here. Try to keep him out of the end zone.
Hines with Henry in the backfield. Again, handoff goes to Henry. Henry falls forward. Touchdown, Coalfield. Extends that lead 33-6.
Spread the field with your wide receivers. Hand it to your talented young running back. Let him do the rest. You see the end zone view there.
Treese on to attempt the extra point. Snap, set, kick is up, and it is through the uprights. Coalfield's lead is now 34-6 with 8:48 left to go in your OEB Law Game of the Week.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Back at your OEB Law Game of the Week, 8:48 left to go in this one. Coalfield has really opened it up, 34-6. It's a final as Bearden defeats Anderson County, final score 15-12. And now Farragut leads over Fulton 29-26 with 4:11 left to go in that game. So
coming back in a hurry.
Luke Treese will have this Davis Funeral Homes kickoff.
You think to let him try to kick it deep here? Yep.
And it is bobbled and dropped by Heilman. Heilman picks it up, crosses the 20, tries to get upfield. Some shifty movement, does get down to the 28, and that's where Oliver Springs will begin this Sexton motive drive. Try to get you some scores that we care about. There's a final score. Maryville defeats West tonight 35-7. At halftime, Oakdale was up on Harriman 28-6.
Wow. The Oakdale Eagles. That's going to be two Roane County teams the Oakdale Eagles have beat. A very good Midway squad and a very talented Harriman squad.
Yep, and Midway leads tied at halftime with Greenback at 14 was the last that we had. I'm sure that that's updated now. We just don't have it yet. As here is Jacob Heilman out of the backfield, gets all the way up to the 35-yard line. Good pickup on the Hammers, 1st and 10. And Heilman taps his helmet and says, "Hey, Coach Green, I need to sit down for a second."
Hey, he's a little exhausted as most of the rushing yards for the Oliver Springs Bobcats has came out of that quarterback position.
But one thing that you pointed out, you're looking at his roster, 28 on this Oliver Springs roster.
And, the days I remember Oliver Springs having 60, and sometimes under Frank they had more than that. They was challenging Alcoas and Sweetwaters every year for the 2nd and 3rd round playoff in the 2nd in 2A. So it's a little shocking to see that roster size shrunk. Look at this.
And look, Elliott lines up as a halfback.
He's talented.
He is. He's very talented.
But it's going to be a big loss for the Oliver Springs Bobcats, as you see here on Chuck Flashman Replay, moving forward, as they have 11 seniors that they will be losing next year. They only have 2 juniors that'll be returning, 4 sophomores with 11 young freshmen. So it's going to be a very young squad moving forward.
So Nick Johnson lines up at quarterback, and Johnson just hands it off to Kanan Bowling, and Coalfield has another fumble recovery. There is a flag on the play, though, so we'll see what this is. But the new quarterback in for Oliver Springs was Nick Johnson, and Johnson went to hand the football off, and we've got unsportsmanlike conduct on Coalfield, but that is a dead ball foul, so Coalfield will still retain possession and will have a Hammers 1st and 10. But, you see on this replay,
not much you can do there. The Coalfield defender was in the pocket before the quarterback was even able to hand the ball off. OEB would like to remind everybody that they have completely revamped their social media presence and are posting content constantly. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to our pages and see the upcoming events that will be taking place. And they give away all kinds of stuff, contests, giveaways, and it's all on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and more at OEB Law. 7-19 remaining.
So Coalfield begins this Sexton automotive drive, 65 yards from pay dirt. Handoff goes to Bowling. Bowling finds running room up the left side, still on his feet, gets all the way across Oliver Springs' 40-yard line down to 39. That's enough for a Hammers 1st and 10. Coalfield moving the football again. Crooked Fork Farms wants to say thanks to their fantastic customers. Expanded for additional orders for 2022, now offering lean grass-fed, hormone and antibiotic-free farm fresh half and whole beef for October of 2022. So get in now. That's going fast, and then you're going to have to wait even longer for that. But according to the USDA, grocery store beef prices alone jumped 12.2% over the last year, and they anticipate that to go higher. So get it while you can. Go to crookedforkfarms.com/shop, see what they have available. And as you see on your screen, other services available too. A lot of hard work, big guy.
A lot of hard work. So if you have any of those needs that we can help you with, give us a call. Check out the website, crookedforkfarms.com. Give us a call, free estimates. And if you're interested in some very good meat, give us a call.
So Bowling gets the handoff again, going from right to left on this 2nd and 15.
I'm glad to see Bowling back in there running as hard as he is after the knee issue that he had earlier. He's a very talented athlete for the Yellowjackets. See here on the replay.
This Bowling's senior year. After the 4-yard pickup, Coalfield has it 3rd and 11. Clock winding down. 5:35 left to go in the game.
Coalfield has really came out in this 20 personnel, that 2-back set with 1 tight end, so 21 personnel, a lot here tonight, and had a lot of success.
Hines over the middle. That pass is tapped up into the air and falls incomplete. Trying to get Rommel Conlon there.
Almost intercepted by Levi Russell, the senior defensive back, 5'10", 138 pounds for this Oliver Springs Bobcats football team. Just a hair late.
Yep. Conlon got one hand on it, but that was it. So Coalfield hasn't punted tonight. Why start now? 4th and 11. Hines looks, lets it fly. He's got a man there. That pass is batted at the last second by Mason Day.
Coming in big with the late hand. Touchdown saving late hand.
Beautiful play by Day. As you see, he's on the bottom of your screen there on this Chuck Fleischman replay, and he's behind. He's behind Gallion. Gallion's got him beat. Just reaches that paw up there and knocks that away. That was a beautiful defensive play.
Heads up play. Good hand-eye coordination.
So now Oliver Springs will begin a Sexton Automotive drive at the Bobcat 40-yard line. Sexton Automotive, located off the Turnpike in Oak Ridge. You need a vehicle? Go tell Elizabeth that we sent you.
Yeah.
She'll hook you up with a good deal.
And not only that, but they will take care of you. They'll treat you the way that you're supposed to be treated. So if you're needing a vehicle, get over there and see Miss Elizabeth.
Lamance. My goodness.
I'm telling you, he is a good-looking athlete, as Mr. Lamance is a senior. I would love to know some more information on him and his academic situation and his potential prospects moving forward, because I feel like he has a bright chance of playing some college football if he elects to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know a lot about cars and fixing cars and stuff like that. So if something ever happens to mine, I get kind of freaked out a little bit. Got it over there in the Walmart parking lot and couldn't get it to start. Got AAA tow it over to Sexton Automotive, and they diagnosed it, fixed it right up. As you see, Bridges on the carry, dropped in the backfield. A big loss on the play is going to bring up 3rd and long.
Landon Gallion coming in big with a tackle for loss.
They evaluated it, looked at it, studied. They said, hey, we got the part ordered. It's going to be in. Turns out it was a fuse.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here thinking like, oh man, this is going to be $200, $300, $400. Nope,
yeah.
It's under $100. Did everything for $100. Got me back on my way.
And that's why you go back.
That's why you go back.
That's exactly right.
And Jim Bosley in the service department there. Here's Elliott looking downfield. And that pass falls incomplete.
Elliott's pass is incomplete.
Trying to hit Nick Johnson there.
I like the rollout. Give him a little more time. They haven't rolled him out a lot here tonight. So I think that's a good idea with all the pressure that they've had coming up the middle tonight. So pretty good opportunity there. Try to get him a different look at some wide receivers that might be able to float open.
Elliott is a really talented football player, but you can tell he's not really comfortable throwing the football.
Yeah, I think that's like his second attempt or something, third attempt on the night.
He's got a nice quick release, but it's not what he does best. It's Tyler Mance, big guy, back there in punt formation.
Good punt.
Of course he's got a leg on him. Why wouldn't he? That was a
Took
wobbly
Coalfield
missile.
bounce.
Took a bounce, went straight up in the air, and that is where Bridges stops it. And now we do have a flag on the play.
Around the 27-yard line. There's a flag back here.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Oliver Springs.
I didn't see that one.
So Oliver Springs
like
down the football.
Looks like it was on Coalfield, not Oliver Springs.
Oh.
Watt had accidentally pointed the wrong direction and started getting a bunch of ruckus fans hollering at him. He said, wait a minute, I meant Coalfield.
Yeah. Well, I got it corrected.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yep. No harm, no foul.
You confused the announcer, but that's okay.
He didn't confuse the mamas in the front here.
No.
That's watching this game like a bunch of hawks.
So now, after that, Coalfield begins a Sexton Automotive drive at about the 13-yard line with this Hammers 1st and 10. 3:27 left to go in the game. And new quarterback has entered the game for Coalfield. It is Zach Armstrong.
Oh, if they let him throw the football here, he was slinging it in warm-ups. Good run.
Handoff goes to Lau.
Good blocking by Coalfield's number 60, Bryson Rich, one of the better offensive linemen in East Tennessee, in my opinion. He is a very talented young man, hard worker, strong as an ox.
Lau picks up 5, brings up 2nd and 5, as you see here on the Chuck Flashman replay.
.250 left. Motion to twins.
So here's Armstrong. They are going to let him throw it. Rolls to his left. He's looking upfield, lets this one fly, and that is overthrows his target. Tries to hit Levi Heidel there.
Flip of the wrist, and he threw it 30 yards there easy. Kid has a very strong arm.
And he was on the run, too.
Was on the run. That was not a design rollout. Floats the ball just with a flip of a wrist. He's got such a strong arm.
So Coalfield facing a 3rd and 5 here.
Oliver Springs coming out. Get those outside linebackers up on the line.
Handoff goes to Bowling up the middle. Bowling still on his feet. He will have close to 1st down yardage. Where they're spotting it, that is a Hammers 1st and 10.
Coalfield changing quarterbacks, as looks like Treese is in at quarterback.
Just playing musical quarterbacks here. Handoff goes up the middle, and it's Landon Lau. Lau still turning those feet. Pickup of about 6 will bring up 2nd and 4.
Landon Lau running angry.
It's going to keep the clock moving, as now we are under 2 minutes, about a minute and a half left to go in this one. Been a quick ball game. Think about it, this is the penultimate broadcast for this football season for us. You think this game's been going on about 2 hours, and the first one we had was 4 hours long. And
good throw.
Passes incomplete.
Missed opportunity that time by the Coalfield wide receiver who missed the ball. It hit him in the hands, but Great job by the Coalfield freshman quarterback hanging in that pocket and making a very good slant pass here to his wide receiver. Quick.
It's a good-looking pass.
Yeah, that's a great pass.
Collins got to come down with that. Of course, the games we've seen him, he's a short-handed receiver, so won't beat him up for dropping that pass too much.
Brad Jones says he will.
Here's Lau.
Good move.
Pass out of the backfield. Lau gets across the 40. He'll have enough for a Hammers 1st and 10. And Coalfield is about in a position now where they can start taking some knees.
Well, imagine you'll see too many knees here with the younger players in for the Yellowjackets. Let them run some plays and just run the football.
Get some experience. It's good for a school like Coalfield, their enrollment. And now Armstrong's back in at quarterback.
Watch this.
Cross back, lets it fly. That pass is almost intercepted.
OEB does it all. We do absolutely everything we can in order to help people no matter what their situation is. Car, motorcycle accident, personal injury, low cost agreed divorces, workers' compensation, criminal defense, wills, medical malpractice, nursing home neglect, bad drug or medical devices. They pretty much do it all. Give them a call. OEBlaw.com. Ricky to a check.
Elrod, our guy. Miss him tonight. His Andrews County Mavericks fall to
I was
Beardsley
guessing,
tonight.
man. I'd say he's over there watching that one. Oh, he's on out of town.
And here's Kanan Bowling. Bowling with a lot of running room. Crosses midfield. Gets all the way down to about the Oliver Springs 40. 30 seconds left to go in this one. I want to say quickly how nice it is to have Coalfield on our station. And I say that because I like doing research for these games. I do a lot of it, but I don't have to do a heck of a lot of it when we have Coalfield, because Coalfield's PA/stat guy, Greg Addington, is a college level SID. Gives us bukus of information, and so that is so helpful. And now we see a pass downfield, falls incomplete, but
you know, it just means more. When you have somebody like that, Greg Addington down there at Coalfield, that, you know, puts the time and energy into these media packets, and I mean, week in, week out, he's a professional guy. And I'm telling you, you know, I coach college football, and I went to a bunch of different universities all over the Southeast, and there is a bunch of universities that do not have an SID that is anywhere close as good as this guy, and he does it for free. Come on.
Greg needs to host a master class and get some of these other schools on board with getting this information out.
Just getting updated to the 21st century.
Yeah, it's extremely helpful, as Kanan Bowling will end this game with a handoff there, as Coalfield defeats Oliver Springs by a score of 34-6. And so now we know Oliver Springs is going to need help to get a spot in the playoffs. And we'll try to get some single A scores for you so that we kind of see where that region is going to stand. But, yeah, I don't like any of this going to waste. So I want to say from this packet, you were talking about quarterbacks, and Coalfield's had its fair share of really good quarterbacks. Do you remember, as I'm looking, fourth quarter, going into the fourth quarter, Stone Memorial leads Kingston 27-25.
Whoa.
And Fulton's back up 33-29 over Farragut. But you remember, this was back in, I don't know, I want to say like 2015, 2016. I said, Coalfield has a quarterback who is going to be able to play college football. And you, having recruited high school for the college level, you looked at me really skeptical and you said, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yep.
So there's pregame, and I remember this is at Wartburg. We were there, and I told you, I said, that guy's a freshman. He's really good, and he's going to be recruited by colleges. And you saw him throw a football. It's like a fade route from the goal line to about the 50. And you said, well, maybe he can.
And what is he doing now?
He is doing very well. Starting quarterback for Eastern Kentucky. Last week against Central Arkansas, he moved up the career passing list for Eastern Kentucky. He's in 6th place in career passing. He's got 4,647 total yards and just 49 yards away from 5th place.
Yeah, I mean, I have a friend that's a wide receiver coach there at EKU, and he, speaks highly of the job that McKinney has done up there, not only as a quarterback, but as a leader of getting that whole unit moving in the same direction. And they have lit it on fire at EKU. They changed that entire offense from a triple option, signed McKinney, went to spread, and they have lit it up.
Well, not only that, but last week against Central Arkansas, they were actually 7.5-point underdogs in that game. And I want to get this right. Eastern Kentucky scored with 7:39 left to go in the fourth quarter on a 40-yard Parker McKinney run to take the final lead in that game. A 40-yard run.
That tells you what type of athlete. Well, of course, we know that, but, Parker was a dual sport athlete down there at Coalfield and just continuing to do the job that he was doing at Coalfield up at EKU.
And because we have a moment right now, and we'll get you some final stats for this game, I want to tell you how I knew, really, when I knew that Parker was different. I can tell you his freshman year in the playoffs against Greenback, they trailed that entire game. Parker comes in, throws a couple fourth-quarter touchdowns. They end up beating Greenback in the 3rd round, go to the state championship that year with Parker as a freshman starting quarterback. Then I believe it was his junior season, broke his collarbone. And so what did he do when he broke his collarbone? He went up on the press box and sat with the coaches with a headset on.
Yeah.
And that's
great leadership.
Yeah. He learned from that and got a lot of experience seeing the game from that different view while he was out. So
you've seen the stats there on your screen. It kind of very dominant for the Coalfield Yellowjackets with 21 first downs to Oliver Springs' 8, 226 yards rushing. And here's a difference maker: 129 yards passing to 6 total yards, 355 to 114. Highlight that big turnover margin. 3 turnovers for the Oliver Springs Bobcats. That is hard to overcome.
It is a final. Oak Ridge falls to Dobbins-Bennett 14-10. So they put in a good run at Dobbins-Bennett, that 6A school from up northeast.
Yeah, very talented team.
So Coalfield has held 5 opponents to under 100 yards rushing, and they almost got there with Oliver Springs. And why is that impressive? Well, because that's what Oliver Springs does. They've been running all over people. So a very impressive performance for Coalfield on defense tonight, but also that offense was just a machine.
Yeah, it really was. It was hard for Oliver Springs to really adjust, and whatever they did, they didn't do a lot. They didn't do a lot of fancy stuff. Let Cole Hines really just do what he does and really take advantage of some missed plays and pick up a lot of tough yards. He's a heck of a difference maker for that Coalfield football team.
You gotta like where this Coalfield football team is. In years past, they've been held back by maybe not having a kicker or something. Like they just don't have one little piece here somewhere. They've got a complete team. They've got a really decent kicker. If you got a guy that can hit extra points, you're not having to go for 2 every time like they've had to do sometimes in the past. It makes a big difference.
It really does, and I think you're going to continue to see that trend move forward. So look for a bright future for the Coalfield Yellowjackets moving forward.
And Coalfield will wrap up its season as long as there's no COVID mishaps or anything against Oneida. So all this is coming full circle. Oneida needs that Week 11 win to secure first place in their region. So even though it's a non-region game, with that three-way tie,
it means everything.
Yeah, that overall victories. That Oneida Coalfield game, that's one of those where maybe these teams can we're good. We can take this kind of game a little lightly or whatever, get ready for playoffs. They're not going to take it lightly next week. It's going to be a classic Coalfield Oneida game. And that game is going to be special as well because that's going to be the first time these teams play since the passing of the Henry brothers. And, of course, the Henry brothers coached at Oneida and came from Oneida before they made their way down to Coalfield. So that'll be special next week for that reason.
That's going to be a special environment is what that's going to be. That's going to be a great ball game. And we have a good one next week with Loudon versus Kingston in the Jim Hoot Gibson Memorial Bowl. And you want to talk about historical high school football. That right there is historical high school football. Back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, whoever won that game normally was playing for a state championship. And it's back. That ball game is back with prevalence as both teams are sporting some of their better teams in a few years. So if you're unable to make it to that ball game, tune in to us, and I think you'll be in store for a great one.
And both teams in a dogfight tonight, too, which I think makes that matchup next week even more interesting because let's say both teams lose.
Wow.
The last count we had in the third quarter, Loudon was tied with McMinn County at 14. And in the fourth quarter, it was Stone Memorial up on Kingston 27-25. Both those teams lose. They're going to come into Week 10 angry. Oof. Going at each other, and that will be for a region.
And that's a rivalry game there, man. That's an old school rivalry game. It's not far apart. A lot of similarities in both squads. A lot of traditional experience with both of those squads. So it's going to be a fun game. I'm excited about that one.
That is very exciting. In the third quarter, last update we have, Oakdale was up on Harriman 28-14, and in the fourth quarter, tied in Greenback 22-22.
Wow. The Green Wave trying to come away with a big win for that program, as that would be one of the first times that I can remember of Midway beating Greenback in many, many, many years.
Yeah. But like I said in the pregame, this ain't your daddy's Greenback.
It sure ain't.
So, and I'd like to remind you all to stay tuned. Immediately following our broadcast will be the Friday Night Scoreboard Show brought to you by the Free Medical Clinic.
Yep.
So
we thank the Free Medical Clinic. They do a lot for our community and the people of our community. And so, guys, if you're out there and you've seen a ball game tonight, call in, participate, let those guys know what you saw, and give us some stories.
What I've liked about this football season is you get a lot of these like higher profile schools playing each other that aren't like in the same region across classifications, big schools. You've seen a lot of that this year, and it's been a lot of fun to see all these schools come together.
It really has. As you see, Crooked Fork Farms, thanks to our fantastic customers, we have expanded for additional orders for 2022. We are now offering lean grass-fed, hormone and antibiotic-free, farm-fresh, half and whole beefs for May and October of 2022. Grocery store prices of meat is skyrocketing. I seen the other day, $11 for 1 pound of grass-fed beef. Guys, we sell it for $5.50 per pound. That's for the highest quality steaks that you're going to be able to get. Give us a call, 865-206-7560 or crookedforkfarms.com.
What's your favorite cut of meat?
That T-bone. It's hard for me to pass up that T-bone.
You can't beat that T-bone.
No, you can't.
You can't. You get the strip and you get the filet.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that's some of the best meat out there. But that old T-bone, it's hard to beat.
I'm right there with you. So, final here: Coalfield defeats Oliver Springs by a score of 34-6. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll try to gather up some final scores for you that we can pass along and see what else we can get into when we get back. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week.
Football is back. And OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
You do everything from checklist and tackling kids' activities to exploring and enjoying life's special moments. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can help you embrace it all in a new vehicle. 2021 Ford Escape, 27505. 2021 Ford Edge, 37880. 2021 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Cab, 49982. Prepare your vehicle for seasonal changes at our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center.
Local you trust, a lifestyle you can afford.
Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
I am a simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
The Harriman Utility Board works hard to ensure reliable electric power is delivered to our service area. Recurring tree trimming and maintenance is essential to preventing unplanned outages caused by falling trees. HUB crews are constantly at work during the peak growing season and respond rapidly to storm damage. As partners in our community, we urge customers to be aware of the importance of electric line right-of-way management. Find out more about current right-of-way policies at our website, hub-tn.com.
Energize your home with natural gas from ORUD, your affordable energy choice. See all the ways natural gas can improve your home by visiting one of the ORUD showrooms in Oak Ridge or Kingston. New gas appliances run more efficiently. They provide hot water when you need it, precise heat control for cooking, and can dry clothes in about half the time. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can use. ORUD Natural Gas.
American Outdoor Equipment has a great new location in Rockwood. They are a Branson tractor dealer with various sizes to choose from. Branson's greatest asset is their strength, quality, and features. But American Outdoor Equipment also has Bobcat mowers. You can expect the best when it comes to performance, durability, and comfort with a Bobcat mower. Or how about a Dixie chopper mower? They're the world's fastest lawn mowers. They have a large service and parts department. They are family owned and operated, plus they offer in-house financing. That's American Outdoor Equipment in Rockwood.
Pre-planning it makes the process just so much easier for the family. It relieves them of having to make some difficult decisions at a bad time. I've made arrangements with hundreds of families that I have never had a family come in and say, gee, I wish mom hadn't have done this. Pre-planning, I think, is one of the best things you can do for your family, just to alleviate those concerns.
Mulch and More in Mid.
Back at your OEB Law Game of the Week, trying to get some final scores for you across the way. Wartburg in the fourth quarter up on Sunbright, 36-24.
That's big.
Yep. So Wartburg looking for their second win of the year. I'm getting two different scores when I look at Oakdale. One of them says Oakdale's up in the fourth quarter 28-14. The other one says Oakdale's up in the fourth quarter 28-6. So
either way you go, Oakdale up, huh?
Yeah.
That's still huge. I'm very excited for that Oakdale Eagle program. Traditionally, always been hampered with limited roster, and been very impressed with what they've been able to do this year with potentially two huge upset wins over two quality Roane County teams of Midway and Harriman. I'd say you have to go back quite a ways to see the last time that Oakdale beat 2 Roane County teams in the same year.
I would research that for you right now, but I just don't have the time to do it. But I'd say you're probably right. Kingston has retaken the lead over Stone Memorial 33-27, that one in the fourth quarter. So Kingston looking to try to hold on there.
Kingston's got to hold on to that one, as Stone Memorial is not the type quality of opponent as Kingston would like to admit right now. So that's a little shocking of a score.
Knox Central does end up knocking off Halls 26-14. So Clinton beats Gibbs tonight, 31-28.
And the Dragons playing some big-time football this year. They're turning that program around over there.
Yeah. Coach Darrell Keith, we got to see them earlier this year as well. Fulton does end up beating Farragut 33-29.
33-29.
Yeah.
They're going to be partying hard down there.
Ray County defeated Bradley Central. Bradley Central looking for a Week 11 matchup with Maryville, and that was going to be an undefeated Bradley Central going into that game against Maryville.
Spoiler
Instead,
alert.
Ray County knocks them off. It's a big win for Ray County.
It is, man. That triple option is hard to defend, and it can upset a lot of teams. That's why you see a lot of teams not want to schedule those military academies like the Armies and Navies and Air Forces, because they run that triple option, and it's an equalizer. They go out there and compete and can beat a lot of better talented teams with that offense.
I'm seeing in the fourth quarter South Doyle leading over Carter 35-34.
Wow, Carter showed up tonight and gave their best effort against a very quality opponent in South Doyle.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that, and you can't use the transitive property to try to figure out like who can beat whom or whatever, but Carter needed a last-second touchdown to beat that Coalfield team that we just saw tonight.
Yep.
Over there at Rochelle Field. So Rockwood shuts out McMinn Central tonight 43-0.
Wow, that's a big win for the Rockwood Tigers down there.
Indeed. Monterey trails Bledsoe County 28-21.
A bit of a surprise for me as well. Monterey with that running game that they have down there. You see there the mighty Oliver Springs Police Department out there providing security for all these outstanding fans that came out for Coalfield and Oliver Springs to support their loved ones doing the thing they love.
So again, stay tuned for your free free medical clinic, Friday night scoreboard show. Jonathan Cox.
Got some good ball games to talk about tonight. A lot of upsets, a lot of big wins. So if you was out there, we don't have eyes everywhere, guys. Come give a call. Let us know what you saw. Anything crazy, any bad calls, any insane play calls. Let them know.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see that Midway Greenback score. I want to know the end of that one.
Yeah, if anybody is out there, shoot us a text message or a Facebook. Let us know the score update on that.
Or hang out with Cox and Queener, and I'm sure they'll have that final for you. You can talk about the implications of that one. So, again, our final score tonight, 34-6. Like to thank OEB Law. Like to thank Crooked Creek Farms. I said it right that time, didn't I?
Crooked Fork Farms.
Okay, Crooked Fork, because it's by Crooked Fork Creek.
Yep.
That's confusing for me. I got it, though. Also, everybody for being a part of this. Brad Jones, all the crew here at BBB TV Channel.
The guys freezing their tails off on top of the press box.
Yeah, so thank you to everybody. For James Gibson, I'm Aaron Harvey. So long, folks.
Rowdy to help us be ready to go from the start.
You're saying North County. 1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.